Welcome to Argentum Adventures episode 16, perhaps. Not as. Wanted to say, feel free to leave comments in all of our videos. We also are going to be doing more Q&As like we've seen recently. So we do want to get some more comments so we're not answering our own questions. And we hope that you all enjoy the rest of the festival.
Okay, last session. We wrapped up your hunt for badges, moving up through the various festival stalls that line the streets in Argentum at the moment, taking in the festivities and meeting many a new face, getting to rub shoulders with a few important people, having conversations with a few and just peeking a glance at others, meeting the likes of Garvia, one of the druidic elders, meeting young Miss Yamaleth, who is of royal descent from the capital, catching up with friends like Jim, getting the chance to chat with Robbie, the wheelchair-bound halfling who runs the banks here in the town, getting to meet with Elvar and Chiron, two quite highly respected clerics of Bahamut, and Victoria, of the Arbiter, as she introduced herself. Who else did you run into?
Xavier.
Ah, yeah. Xavier made a reappearance, dropping another small bit of knowledge on Lily, inviting a little bit more depth to your discussion with her in a couple of days' time. The succubus. You, after having your meetings and wandering the streets, made your way up towards the organized stage in the entrance to the low stone where a line of performances have been set up, a space reserved for Lily should she want it later in the day. And as you all move up near the warden rides where children are being hoisted upon the shoulders of these large metallic constructs, Robbie is sitting up on one of the town crier stands to announce the prizes, the raffle that is for those that have collected all 13 of the badges up the city streets. And with that, we move into tonight's session.
Oh, shoot.
I want to quickly say, and we took one of my dice at the start of the session, I didn't know, but I took your whole bag.
I did not know.
I knew something wasn't right. Something didn't feel right.
Fully
There wasn't enough clutter
You
on
put
my
your
stuff.
box down, I grabbed it, hid it there, and you
Yeah,
fully unpacked and set up, and I'm like, this should not know.
Because, like, genuinely, there was, like, this weird feeling I had where I was like, something doesn't feel cluttered enough. You know, I had a weird sense of
Do you
missing.
even use those dice?
No.
That's probably why you didn't know.
Though, maybe I should start using them. They're pretty fun. They're just tiny though. You can use them too.
No, thank you.
For damage.
So I got some
Yeah, I'll dump them. Like, look at them. They're so cute.
Alright. As you all gather around here, you can see that a performance is being set up at the small stage, just a couple buildings down from you.
That's
I'm going to wait for Amy, so that's really peaking the mic.
Really sorry. I missed a bunch.
Is that just the normal performance here?
Just the one that isn't the
Stage.
busking. There's one there called the stage, I think.
Yeah.
It's a little makeshift pop-up that they've made in the low stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll try that again. You've all gathered around near where Robbie is about to make his announcement. A few buildings down from the pop-up stage that has been set up here for the city. A performance seems to be getting underway. People sitting up on stage, a small band getting ready to play. You gather up around that. You can see there's a bit of a collection of people now gathering. Small, you could call them parties, but not parties of adventurers. There are groups of children and parents. There are small clubs and various collections of people that have done the rounds and collected. You see some of them have already got all 10, and a few others have, 7, 8, 9, working their way through this collection of badges as Robbie sets himself up. He wheels himself up the edge of this crier stand, which is just a small podium where people would stand to yell the news out to the city. A good gathering of probably maybe 100, 120 odd people around you now, all interested in what he's got to say. He kind of wheels himself up and looks around. Well, it's quite the turnout. Thank you all for gathering. Thank you all for showing such interest in our activities today. Today, as usual, the collectors, those of you that have finished a collection, each of you will be entered in a raffle. The first 30 to get their entire collection to me in the next few hours will be entered into this raffle. Everyone will leave with something, but the lucky among you might leave with something a little more.
Okay, so let's...
Up for grabs today, for the first 30. Everyone will be walking home with a bit of gold in their pocket. But for those of a little more luck, coming in at our third most precious item today, a little extra coin, 150, and a case of Leyhand's polish. In second, we have a select number of tickets for the stage's upcoming Legends of Lascivit show, with all of the wonderful talent that's in town. And our top prize for the day is a paid day for 5 in the brass, including tours of multiple estates and lunch and dinner with some of Argentum's finest.
I feel like Lily is like...
That is like
There's literally 2 things in here that Lily wants, like tickets for stage and gets gonna draft.
God, either the play or the first one.
What do you want? What do you want? First one.
To go to the brass.
That's true. You wanna meet people, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I wanna go to the brass.
Well, I'm keen either way.
Who's gonna take us a 4th or 5th or what?
You don't want
Let's take Jim.
Jim? Do you want to take S though? He's probably been up there plenty of times.
I have an idea who could take it. The tiefling friend of perhaps me.
I highly doubt she wants to come along for the ride.
She might, we'll see. Oh, there's a window.
Alright, everyone that has full collections, please make your way to the front. Those of you that are almost there, please find your last few and make your way here in the next couple of hours. 30 spots limited, so please make it quick.
I
many
suppose
do you have?
that's just you. I only have like 3.
I have like
You should look.
3 or 4. I don't think I can do the other ones.
Wait, which ones do you have? Because you can still submit and get a prize. You go on with like some.
thought
I think it's
you had to
only if
get
you have
all
the
of
full
them.
collect.
Alright, I'll walk up. I'll see if anyone else walks up already. How many? 12.
You walk up and kind of start making your way up. You see the small halfling individual that you had met as part of the Wyvern Sword kind of runs and meets up with their group. They finish theirs and make their way to the front. You can see a group of teenagers that are of varying race and various discipline, you could say.
Nice.
Seem to have a complete set, as well as 2 families. That one of which looks like is, reasonably well off, probably live in the stone, and another that are definitely from the Ring of Earth. Those, 5 or 6 groups make their way up to the front as you wander in that direction.
I'm just spinning them all at my own.
As Robbie's there, kind of taking a few, handing some off to a half-elven assistant, making the rounds. And you?
Yep, there you go.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Prizes are worth it this year.
Indeed. So you can come back and collect this after the raffle, just so that we're not passing badges around.
Yeah.
Name?
Strider.
Scribbles that down, hands it to the assistant. All right, thank you very much. You're entered.
You don't get anything for just like having a few of the tokens.
Full collections only, limited to 30 places.
Got you.
As you're saying that, like a few people are running off, like, let's go get our last too. Like a few like people run off, a couple of other groups have stragglers that are pulling in with a few badges, and another 2 or 3 groups make their way up after Strider.
This is a pretty important prize.
It is, but I don't think I can get enough. Plus, it looks like everyone's scrambling and busy, and
God, look, it's kids.
Kids are more dexterous than me. I'm probably gonna
Yeah,
guess.
still shaking off that injury. That's fine.
Thanks.
Yeah, there could be other ways to win.
As more of these groups are coming up and delivering, you can begin to hear the start of a small performance happening down at that stage. And probably swap the music.
Some music starts playing.
How loud's this going to be? You begin to hear the gentle but fast sound of a harp and violin overlaying with each other, a small band in the background, a very melodic tune that seems to pick up with speed. And kind of glancing down the streets, you can see, while there are 7 or 8 people on stage, 5 or 6 of them are definitely in the back with the accompanying instrumental, while there are 2 figures on the forefront. 2 what are both half-elven girls, but look of different lineage. One's definitely a half wood elf, the other a half high elf. One with lyre and one with violin, and they take turns as a duet singing back and forth various verses and choruses to what I can only describe as somewhere between bar song meets pop music, kind of very different for the setting, very much their own unique kind of style.
This world's K-pop.
In a way.
Nice. And it's Elvish? Or...
They're singing in common, but they're elven girls.
So a half elven then?
Yeah.
Well, seems that those performers are like you as well, half elven.
Yes.
They play what was it? Violin and lute. Horror. That's nice. So you walk up on stage.
What?
Just go ahead and make some music.
I have
I'm
to
not
say, it's
scared.
probably rude to pose on someone.
And you go up there.
I don't have my instrument.
You play an instrument?
Still.
I don't recall you saying what instrument.
Never told.
You seem like a good guitar.
I remember having a conversation with S once. I think he was mad at me when he found out that I didn't play a string instrument.
No string instruments.
I used to play piano.
I can see that as well.
Quite a complex instrument.
Yeah, just, I don't know, it's good for the brain.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the lessons. Nice sound as well.
Should hear you play sometime.
Oh god, I'd be rusty. I haven't played it in years.
Playing one note at a time.
Oh, maybe. Aren't you going on the stage there? What is your, are you going to do that? Or still thinking about it?
Yeah. I think I'm just scared of the
So you don't have to do it.
crowds out. Big it will be and all the people out there.
You can wait till you get your name out there or spit something.
Just we'll have to see.
What time did you want to look at the flowers again?
The best time would be like evening because of the bioluminescence.
They bloom at roughly 9. So,
What time is it?
it'd be probably by this point around dinner time, maybe like 6:30. the sun beginning to set a little bit.
Well, I think we should watch a few of the performances, maybe grab a bite to eat. Around 9 is probably the best time to go.
I'm around of food. Oh, this is near the performance, but I'll stay here because at some point they'll do the raffle.
But you will come to the garden at 9?
Yeah, I'll come. You guys, I'll be, yeah. If you don't see me before then, I'll be there.
Well, I'll watch the performances.
I'll watch it too.
I want to look around on where Robbie and his assistant are.
Yeah.
And I was seeing what it seems like how they're going to do for the raffle.
Mm.
Like, what type of raffle is it?
Best way I can describe this is if you've ever been to like a school gala where they will have like the big like baskets of stuff. They essentially have these little for the larger ones, big gift boxes, and a few that have envelopes. Everything has a number on it, and they just draw lots by the looks.
Mm.
So
Then I don't know what number I am.
you do not.
I don't think you'll be able to break this one.
I will say, what we will be doing here for this is everyone will be just rolling, and it'll be the higher total you get, the higher up that list you will achieve.
Just trying to figure out if there's a way to. Shit, I don't think there is.
This is a game of luck.
Yeah.
No way to hide
Pure
there.
game of luck.
How many people look like they've handed out so far?
By the time that first performance kind of gets underway, it looks like maybe just over half of the slots have gone, but again, like every 4 or 5 minutes, another person will come up and deliver their full collection.
You guys can enjoy the performance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll find a pole and I'm just going to lean up. Just kind of
You
take a
can
nap.
hear the music from a distance as the two of you kind of walk a little closer to that stage. By the time they're halfway through this first song, the crowd's gone from 20 people to 200, 250. People beginning to flock up. You can hear teenagers, those in their 20s, the kind of younger folk, all cheering and clapping and familiar with these individuals on stage. You hear shouts and people calling out names. I love you, Anna. And you hear, some gnomish people, some, groups of children that are like, yeah, Meryl! Like names echoing over the crowd as these two quite well-known performers are making the rounds. They finish their first song.
And the stick dancing going on.
As they finish their first song, a familiar face of William Bordeaux takes a few steps up onto the stage, taps his cane down. Welcome everyone to the first of our performances for the evening. A big thank you to our lovely Primpetal sisters for coming into town for this event.
So those are the terms.
You are in for a treat tonight as he looks around the crowd as again another maybe 100 people gather up. Of course, Anna and Meryl will be performing most of their album this evening, followed by performances with the various individuals purveying the town tonight. Minmay will be making an appearance. I will be giving a performance later in the evening, and I do believe that we have some additional guests that might be joining us.
Oh, to look back out now?
Without further ado, Anna, Meryl, please continue. He makes his way down. They again begin to pick up melody, words and lyrics that are very bardic tales, talking of, the city that rose into the sky, of the dragon that's draped over the mountains, these very classic tunes that are reminiscent of other songs that have been written, but retold for a younger audience. They continue their performance for probably a good half an hour or so until there's probably a crowd of about 1,200 up here in the low stone, just crowded around, filling the alleys nearby. At a point, William kind of uses some illusory magic to push their vocals a bit further so that people a little further beyond can hear the performance.
This is so neat.
And the sun beginning to set, you can see the faintest of blues and pinks and reds and yellows kind of just barely licking the trees down in the grand garden. These very, very subtle lights being cast. All of the jars that are hung in the trees that were filled with sugar cubes now have small bugs that are crawling within, each glowing a faint yellow glow. The city, as the sun sets, slowly coming to life. As you stand and watch the performance, is there anything you do before the raffles are drawn?
This is so magical. Like, this music makes it so much more magical.
I like to scan the crowd and see if I recognize her.
Give me a perception check.
That's
Oh.
bad.
Nah.
The unlooping song looped.
That's an 8.
An 8. You take a moment to try and look around the crowd, see if you recognize anyone familiar. But as you're standing there trying to do that, something else grabs your attention. Looking up at the individual on stage, these two half-elven girls, you can see one of which is half wood elven, a very olive tan skin complexion, subtle brown hair pulled back, wearing whites and browns and golds, a red cape over their shoulder, tight black pants. The harp in their hand, plucking away. But the individual standing next to them, this half high elven girl, pale skin tone, kind of dirty blonde hair pulled back in gorgeous white blouse with like leather adornments, a red cape over her shoulder as well, small skirt around her waist. You get caught up for a moment because she looks familiar. Takes you some time with your 8. Your attention kind of locked on her. She is the half-elven girl that you had a brief conversation with at Sweet Somethings, though her attire was much more commonplace that evening.
Oh. Uncovering.
Anyone else doing anything in that time?
Just enjoying.
So they're not waiting.
Okay. The time for that raffle begins to come around. We all kind of meet up again briefly, as you know that's going to occur. They pause the performances for a moment. Make your way over. Yeah. You begin to hear papers being handed out, people getting their numbers. Eventually, Strider gets handed the number 17. Just a small slip of paper.
Oh, that's a
The
nice
number,
one.
this is the number.
17.
The Wyverns hoard over get theirs, a few of the families nearby get theirs. You can see that the slots all filled up probably within 45 minutes of the prizes being announced. And as they start getting drawn, you can see people taking small pouches of coin and making their way out. You can see families that probably only get, 50 gold in a year opening this bag, seeing how much is in it, and like excitedly moving along. For this, I'm going to get everyone to roll a d20 with advantage, and we're going to add your rolls together. No pluses, no bonuses, just a straight d20 with
Did I
advantage.
do it with the tiny one? Yeah.
Important. This is the most important of all. Campaign.
Okay.
So,
Not my death saving throws.
Okay, pretty good. 15.
15, okay. That's
with
really good.
with advantage.
Yep,
19.
19.
19.
Jeez.
Oh yeah. With the Lord dice too.
44. Exceeded.
What is that?
No, it's not what it was. 50.
38.
127.
1,000.
1
Just do plus
Yeah.
5.
53.
That's pretty big.
That's a good one.
That's about as high as you could have fucking gotten.
Yeah.
We all rolled
The
ones, so there it is.
219.
We all rolled ones, so we got
Eventually. And number 17?
Oh shit, yep. Wasn't prepared.
As you walk over, present your number to them. They go, congratulations! And they pick the largest of these baskets that are woven wicker baskets. You can see there is a small amount of coin in the bottom, but less of an object prize, but there is a certificate, a guarantee, a
Oh.
pass to the brass
Hey!
for a day. You want to keep this safe.
Nice, thank you.
He hands you that.
How much coin is in the bottom?
Yeah.
There's 90 gold
Oh.
in the box.
Let it go. It's not too bad.
We split it?
Yeah, we can
3
split that.
ways?
I've
Okay,
already
then
got
it's,
money, girl.
then it's 30 each.
And that is explained to you as the better part of a day that will be spent in the brass. There will be lunch and dinner and tours that are organized and paid for. And the rest of the day will be at your leisure.
That's kind of cool. We get to snoop around the brass. I mean, gosh,
Snoop around the
a
brass.
soldier of the Legion would never say something like that.
Sorry, no. We can snoop around the brass.
Yeah.
I still want to say it.
And that
On your best behavior, Strider.
will essentially be a day that you can organize sometime within the next few weeks. So you can
Perfect.
kind of pick when you take that.
This is so exciting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, you don't get the 30 gold. Do you?
Is it big PayPal?
Venmo.
You wanna?
Yes.
This kind of seems like one of those prizes that we shouldn't be carrying around, so I'm gonna drop it off at my place. Safekeeping.
Okay, that's a bit.
Yeah,
My house is literally, and I'm just going down the street.
it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll be back. You guys can head to the flower.
Well, I mean, I
down there.
wanted to do it with everyone.
Yeah.
And I will wait for you.
All right.
What?
Or we can go with you. Although, I might stay here, keep watching the performances, and you come back. How does that sound?
I'll meet you guys at the show. Because I'll be
Okay.
and just in case I'm late, then you guys don't miss whatever the start looks like.
Yeah.
So I will head back to my place.
Start to head back to your place.
And on guard now that I'm holding a very valuable prize.
Yeah, give me a perception check on the way back.
Wow.
You know,
Oh, there's just a bit of dust in my eye right now. Got a 1.
Giant basket you're hoisting.
Yeah.
Right.
part of Yorna kind of wanted like one of the Earth Ring families to get the brass trip. That would have been like a treat. 90 coins as well.
So you make your way down there. You can see Kovar and Chiron, two clerics of Bahamut that you had met earlier in the day, making their way up the street, everyone giving them like a 20-foot berth as they make their way through.
I won't. I'll just walk in front of them. I know who they are.
You cut it within like 5 feet of them and everyone kind of gives a bit of a look, but they don't.
Oh, that's not
They both give a bit
a
of a nod.
surprise.
Congratulations.
You just walk past Flex, continue.
Yeah. So it's a visit.
You continue walking for a bit.
Yeah, did Chiron like check me out? In the sense of like, was he after all the talks we've had? Was he like,
Give me an insight check.
I don't trust this dude?
Hey, get them
Hey
out of
man,
the way
there's a giant
now.
wicker basket in your face. Who can tell?
Yeah, I can't.
Also gonna
By the time you think to look, he's like long gone, and his like brass copper armor's just glinting.
Technically at 11.
technically.
On this guy? No.
Technically an one.
Yeah. You continue walking down that street for a bit longer. Eventually, you pass a couple of interesting looking individuals.
Uh-oh.
One of which looks to be a human individual. Bald-haired, large beard, very rich, deep skin tone, flecks of metallic that seem to glint off of his face. You can see blue robes that fall down his person, a large belt of red cloth and metal, and a crimson cape that drapes down his back. You can see a large, what almost looks like a big high collar of what at first looks like arcane sigils, glyphs, like an illusion around the neck, but looks more elemental upon closer inspection. Next to them is what looks like an elven woman, bleach white skin tone, as they are wont to have, blonde hair pulled back in a bit of a ponytail. You can see a very stern look on her face, almost in a very high-end business suit attire. You kind of pass and they're having a conversation at one of the stalls and eating one of the more luxurious-looking goods here.
Well, listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Maybe some denizens.
Perception. That's going to be 18. Not an hour.
Woohoo! Ripley, what drink is that? Is
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's got pepper.
I was gonna say, because I was gonna get really excited because I thought they brought the Pivot 3 one back.
As you pass by, what'd you roll, sorry?
18.
18. Bringing Maru on board is extreme, don't you think? Yes, well, can't make progress without breaking a few eggs or something like that. This food is atrocious. They kind of make leave and continue up the city a little bit. To the performances, then. Yes, I suppose that's the next stop. As they move away, you can see that the male bear is, as he moves, floating a couple of inches off the ground rather than actually walking.
As I walk, can I make it that when I to listen to them that I walked like close enough that it's 50 feet?
Yeah,
Did my necklace go off?
did not.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly just ask if the store and a got a name.
Walk over to, say, that meat pie stall that Lily was at earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, can I help you with something?
Yes, I had one of your meat pies earlier. Amazing.
Thank you.
The Mr. Cheese one was fantastic.
All right.
Did you happen to get the names of the two that were just sitting there before?
The names.
Or if you know who they are, maybe?
I believe the handsome man said he was Henderson, something Henderson. Diego, perhaps. The grumpy-looking woman. I mean, murmurs it was something.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Of course, everything all right?
Yeah, they just seem like very interesting individuals.
Oh, you entered the competition.
Yeah, yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm trying to find a safe place to put this.
That would be a fine idea. Where are you headed?
That way.
If you cut through the shop, you can head through one of the alleys rather than taking the main street the whole way, since it's all blocked off.
Oh, yeah, that'd be...
Someone's gonna jump you.
Great. I insight check that.
Yeah, give me an insight.
I like alleys like anyone else, not 20.
No, 20. They look like they've been done dirty at a festival before and are just trying to help you get.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I will, can I see on, like, the menu what says the most expensive item? Like, what's this?
It would be their specialty pies that we bought earlier. It's late in the evening, call it 5 silver.
I give them a gold piece.
Yes. Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks for the assistant, and I don't need any food.
Of course, have a nice evening.
You too. Go on.
Go on.
Go
All right.
on.
Is there anything that you're doing on this trip, or are you just heading home and back?
I'm heading home.
Okay. And you make your way back down to your place.
I will like to put it in my secure area in my house.
Yeah.
Just, do a bunch of locks and put it in. I'll sigh. Ground. I'll refill my water skin. Grab like an apple that I might have.
Yeah.
Feed Rogue. I'll unattach the gate and let Rogue out. Grab my swords and everything, put it on Rogue, make sure I've got equipment. And I'm going to head with Rogue towards the tree that I know.
Late night excursion.
What the hell? We're meant to go see flowers.
As you make your way up the hillside near the city, through the forest, a much fresher air out here, still a slight winter's chill moving through this space. We continue off into the setting sun. We come back to the other two.
Someone draw that. Let's straight out the horse go
Just
towards the setting sun.
Right.
Consider it done. I can't draw horses.
Just the butt of horse.
Dude, it's the one thing I can't draw. Horses and giraffes. Can't do it.
We come back to the two of you there at the performances. The Primpiddle Sisters still up on stage, kind of crescendoing into the end of one of their songs and back down into a lull as applause roars through probably a good 2,500 people that are gathered around. They quiet off for a moment, murmuring for a little bit as their next song kind of ramps up and picks up for a bit. As you're looking around, you can now see Minmay, the cloud giant, their half mask on their face, kind of stood leant up against the second story of a building, just watching on. William standing next to them.
How far away is Minmay from us?
Maybe 120 feet down the road. But there's probably 100 people between you and them. You can see that there are a few Legion members that are there, kind of making sure people are being respectful.
Is Daria amongst them?
Daria is not. In fact, as you're looking around for Daria, as it has been several hours since this festival started, you see a slightly less clad in armor, but still wearing the red cropped leather jacket, short sleeves pulled up. First time Lily has seen this individual. Yorna kind of looks down in that direction as a fire genasi of grey ashen skin, red fiery markings weaving across their body that seem to pulse with heat. Their hair, a mane of fire that seems to be short but wraps all around. Looks almost like a tabaxi's silhouette, the way that it flows from her head. This fire genasi individual, Yorna! Kind of calling out and trying to push through the crowd. A few people like parting.
Hi.
As they approach, you can see that there is still a rather large great axe slung over their back.
Daria!
Nice to see you.
Likewise.
Made your way up through this crowd.
Yes. Daria?
Yeah.
This is Lily.
I'm like
Lily.
hiding behind Yorna.
This is Daria, one of my dearest friends.
Nice to meet you. And she comes in for a handshake.
Go for it.
She, as you like halfway give your hand out, she grabs you at the wrist, gives a bit of a shake, and goes, Daria, nice to meet you.
Lily.
I work in the Legion with Yorna. We go back.
Good work, I hope.
Sometimes.
Work.
So, what are you doing all the way up here in the fancy parts of town?
Well, I mean, we went around, we being Lily and Strider, who has left for home to drop something off. We won the first prize, or rather, Strider won the first prize, which is a trip around the brass, all paid for.
That's some fancy shit. Congratulations.
Yes, we all did the mini games, which was a bit of fun. I did a few of them myself.
I was watching a few at the front gates earlier on. Posted up down there. People seem like they're having a good time. It's a good turnout this year.
And you are off duty now? Or?
Yeah. Have been for the last half hour or so. Just went around and got
good.
changed briefly.
That's good. Get up to much then, or?
Well, I was coming to see if you wanted to grab a drink, because my plan is to go and find as much alcohol as I can in the next few minutes.
Right. Well, as long as it's not too long, because I stare at my non-existent watch, that I want to be at the garden center.
Yeah, of course.
Will you come along?
Yeah,
Good.
kind of here representing the village, so
Good.
I'll do my duty.
All right, then do you want to grab that drink now then?
Yeah, let's do it. First of a few.
Just get one bucket.
I just don't know how we'll let Strider know where we've gone. I suppose
I mean,
if
he'll
he doesn't
meet us
see
at
us
the
here,
flowers.
he'll meet us at the flowers. All right?
You coming with?
Sure, I won't drink though.
Yeah, fair enough. Each their own.
All right, off we go.
All right, move along. And she like pushes through the group of people that she'd already barged through to get up
I
here.
love her so much.
Leads you down to the lowest city. So how'd you find her? Or how'd you find her? Maybe I should be asking.
Outside of the city, run in with one of the wardens.
Oh, you were there for that. No, I'm sorry.
Same caravan
Yeah.
line.
No, I heard the kerfuffle we had for a few days.
Guess it was a little bonding sort of moment.
Yeah, nothing like a bit of caravan-style combat brings people together. Been there, done that. It's actually how we got Legion invites, I suppose.
Yes.
How I made my way here anyway.
What'd you two do?
That's your story. And she like goes over to the nearest stall and goes, I'll take the big bucket.
Just a barrel.
Well, I mean, we were escorting caravans of our respective druidic settlements, and we got jumped by a manticore. And so
Manticore.
that's why I have it on me, and I grab out.
I have it.
I grab out a manticore tail spike.
This big, long, almost like oversized looking, like porcupine spine. Long, slightly striped browns and whites. This almost like bone hard piece of creature remnant.
How'd you kill it?
With a lot of effort and with Daria by my side.
Yeah.
It's kind
She,
of
like,
a
taps the handle of her
spur
axe.
of the moment battle, and it just went like that. We worked so well together, it just kind of clicked. And then from that moment on, the Legion heard of our endeavors, and we were invited, as you put it, in to join the Legion. Saw what we were capable of, and
That's so cool.
thank you.
What about you? Why are you here? You don't look like you're from town, at least not in the classic sense.
No, I'm mainly from one of the trace towns further down the continent
Yeah.
and decided to come visit the city.
Nice. What do you think so far?
I enjoyed the festival. It's really nice. And the people are really nice too.
That's good.
Met some really interesting people.
You get that here. Right, drink. Hands out this bucket of mead slushy.
I actually already had one of these today.
Oh, you're a few steps ahead. Takes like a straw, plunges it in, and just starts walking around with this.
Dave.
People say it's really bad when you're like, how are you enjoying the city so far? You're like, well, the festival's really good.
I know, I'm
That's
like,
meant
oh
to be.
no.
Hey, fair, it's been a shit few days.
I was gonna say, it literally arrived and then a warden attacked,
Yeah.
so it was a lot.
Water tank jumped into the sewers, reckon.
Yeah, exactly, like it's been a ride, it's been a ride.
She kind of guides the two of you along a little bit and strikes up a bit more conversation. Yes. Bumped into Garvey earlier.
Yes, I did too.
Didn't realise that the kerfuffle at Woodend had made word so far. Apparently they were considering, kind of looks around, postponing the festival. Concerned with the nature and all that.
Well, that's, I mean, why I had kept a bit of an eye on it myself here, but it seemed to be fine. Just not as lively as it usually is, but I think thus far it's only really affected Woodend. I don't think I've heard of anything happening in Bloom Grove.
No, Garvey said they haven't had any problems. I haven't heard anything from the old folks at home.
Then I'm hoping that it was just a strange, once-off thing for Woodend and it'll pass. That's what I'm hoping, but I'm also a bit worried.
And still Lily goes. For context, I'm from one of the other villages, Ridgewater, up in the mountains, where ruined village of, what do they fucking call it? Village of Water.
Right.
Springs and hot pools up there.
Ooh, hot pools.
It's quite nice there,
We should go there.
if you want, yeah.
You know, keeps walking. This slushy is disappearing a little alarmingly quick.
From having drinks with Daria in the past, like on a scale from 1 to 10, how well can she hold her liquor?
She can hold it a little too well for her liking, I think is the best way of putting that.
Perfect. That's all I need
Never
to know.
heard someone spit fat.
Nice.
You continue through, and as you're going, she buys a few other things at some different stalls and makes way back kind of in the direction of the performances. As you're approaching, kind of making your way up that staircase, the two of you see from afar those interesting looking figures that I described to Strider. The blue robes and flowing red cloak of the dark-skinned human, big bushy black beard, that elemental collar of magic around his neck, the high elven woman in the kind of ornate-looking business suit, kind of standing at the edge of the crowd, kind of looking for someone. And they kind of begin pushing their way in what looks like the direction of, you can see an individual you glanced earlier in the day, heavy-set brass copper armor, Chiron that Strider's bumped into a few times, along with a figure that you two won't have seen yet, Kalvar, that large feathered shawl wrapping around him, big feathered high collar that comes out far beyond his head, which is all that you can see with this shawl that wraps around. And the four of them kind of meet up off to the side of the crowd, and you can see just about every interesting looking individual that you've met today is kind of gathering in the outskirts of the performances here. As you're walking. No, continue, sorry.
I lean into Daria.
Hey.
Do you know those fancy looking folk over there?
Bookish folk, I think.
Okay.
Kind of points at the flying island that you can see, like, you know, a month away in the distance, but kind of always visible. Just goes, the fancy folk.
They look like it.
As you say that, you feel someone shoulder check you for a moment.
Oof.
And what was a bit of a jog,
Ooh, shoulder.
they kind of stop and like put their arm around you.
No.
You can see a
I'm almost tempted to do it, but like also like hold on.
you see like a bright-eyed, gleeful smile on a like human girl, maybe 1920, in common robes, a hood over her head. Do you both want to give me a perception check here as she bumps into you and kind of stops?
Am I doing?
Perception.
14.
Okay.
I believe it's an 18. Oh no, it's higher. 19.
Okay. Yorna, as you look over and take in this individual that's just kind of stopped themselves at what first feels like a drunken townsfolk kind of stumbling and leading on you, you look down, and under this common attire you can see a gorgeous jeweled necklace and red and white silk robes that have been hidden by this cloak, as this kind of short, brown-haired human girl just looks up at you, just kind of a faint grin on her face, slightly laughing a little bit, and she just goes... As you see two very well-adorned looking red guards kind of pushing rapidly through the crowd.
I'll keep you hidden. You just tell me who you are first.
Is it?
It's gonna be the.
Is it the blue?
You can call me Yam.
It is. Yam.
Yum.
Yes. Just
Like-
keep quiet for a moment. Let them
The
talk.
sweet potato.
Very long.
That's the one.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the vegetable.
Like the spoon.
What the heck? I'll help her stay hidden.
Yeah, she kind of just sits with you for a moment as they push through the crowd. Ah, so much more fun when you're in here with the people.
See.
So, who are you all? You can see Darius just kind of looking at her with this, like, what the fuck do you think you're doing look on her face.
Like, I kind of give like a Daria look, like I'll explain later because I've already cottoned on to what's going on.
She's kind of got her arm around you. You can see she's got, like, something that she's bought from a stall, a food item in her hand.
And where to?
Just enjoying the show.
I'll just leave her there. She can just hang on to me. I don't mind. I know she's having a bit of fun.
She kind of walks along with you all up in the direction of the performances. Yes. What are all your names?
I am Yorna.
Lily.
Daria. You all seem fun, interesting folk. You all from the city?
Well, technically, but also just outside of it. I'm from Woodend.
What's it like down here, normally?
I mean, there's people, there's business, there's food, just living. I don't know how else to describe it.
Free-spirited.
We all need a bit of that every now and then. Well, thank you. She gives Yorna a pat on the back, walks over to Daria, takes a sip of the drink, and kind of just skips her way through the crowd a little bit and gets
I'm
lost.
just gonna go, stay safe, okay?
He just kind of gives like a wave from behind, like a, don't worry about it, I got this.
I'm so glad I wasn't there.
No, I feel like you would have whacked her.
No, because I called it princess.
Well, when she was like near us, am I able to sense any like arcane energy?
Give me an Arcana check.
You know, it's not a good roll in music. I feel like,
Yeah.
That's an 8.
oh yeah.
Seems to be absent of any kind of magical aura. Alright.
Did you say weakling?
Damn. Like an anime, he says no, like, you don't really like,
She's hiding her aura.
She's suppressing it.
Yeah.
their power level's below 9.
She's pulling a free run.
Yeah, she's solid.
She's just concealing her mana.
As you continue back up towards the performances, you can now hear like soft string instruments, but not music being played.
Yeah.
Instead, you can hear the voice of Minmay kind of echoing over the crowd, reading very beautifully crafted paragraph after paragraph of poetry about where they've come from, who they are, giant kind, the stories that they have learnt and heard and discovered as they've traveled most of this nation. Stories from the Beastlands as they've walked further down this continent than many of the folks of this nation. Talking of much rougher places and much more grandiose places that feel entirely different, and tying them all back to this feeling of unity that this festival seems to have. Talking of gods that her kind know, of elemental spirits, of just culture. All of the culture that this individual has learnt, discovered, and found. Just kind of weaving it all together.
Nothing about your inside defeating a bunch of giants for no reason.
Surprisingly not. As you all make your way back up there, I'm going to change some music, and we're going to go back to Strider.
Just want to say as we're shopping, you guys let the princess go, and I'm like, in my head, like, don't let her join that group of like random main characters that are sitting in a circle talking. All that. It's not gonna go well.
Come back to Strider. Cold air against your face as you are marching up the hillside through overgrown trees and long dead grass. It was Strider feeling making this journey.
Loneliness mixed with kind of like a constant shiver down his spine, but it's almost comforting. The cold air mixed with him being able to hear his own thoughts, being outside the city.
Making your way steadily higher and higher through the hillside. You see old ruined cottages that have been long deserted, left to become part of the forest. And see creatures that scurry away from the path as you move forward. Rabbits or deer that splinter off into the overgrown wilderness that lies just a few minutes outside of the city here, before the meadows and hillside turn to mountain. Make your way up and past some familiar trees and familiar withered structures. Make your way to a small clearing in the forest. A large, ancient-looking tree standing there, twisting up, its branches reaching out. In the wake of winter, its leaves slightly less full than usual. The last few kind of hanging on, dry brown, not lifeless, but recovering the other side of the snow. And just slow down as you approach this clearing.
I will leave Rogue maybe 20 feet away from the rest.
Make the approach to this place that is familiar but distant to you. What do you do as you reach in?
Make sure to grab my swords, my potions, and I'm gonna slowly, kind of just looking down at the durable grass as I'm walking, just thinking, breathing, large breaths, slowly but just large. Once I get to where a few of the rocks and whatever ruins are around the tree, I'll stop almost like that's the entrance.
As you arrive there, take a quick break. Bathroom break, and then we'll finish up here in a sec. As you leave, tie Rogue up to a nearby tree. Kind of walk out from the tree line into this clearing. 20 or 30 feet of just vacant grass before you get to this lone tree that stands tall, undeterred for who knows how long. You walk up to it. You do.
As I enter the area, gonna my like chest piece, I'm gonna unclip. And I'm just gonna clip it to my gear, and revealing my stuff on my armor. Take a deep breath, exhale a lot of air, and almost kind of drop my shoulders down, like I'm almost, it gives the vibe of that I'm just kind of, I'm not caring about my appearance. What if someone was looking at me, I'm not keeping up what I put on the outside for other people. And I'm just gonna walk slowly up to the tree with the intent to just put my hand on it.
As you walk up and rest your hand on it, seeing the small knot of wood where you had left something some time ago that is no longer there. As you reach out and place your hand on this tree, the familiar feeling of the bark, you hear a creaking in the branches as one of them seems to give slightly. You watch something just fall down and rest next to you. Small envelope that rests in the grass.
I'll pick it up.
You pick it up, and it's, even without opening it, there's a familiarity to it.
I won't read it yet. I'll put it away and just take in this moment, this area. I'll look up at the mountains and just think, but keep my hand on the tree and look at it without its leaves being at this time. Yeah, you look a lot like I feel nowadays. You used to be, I guess, how it is for you. You'll grow the leaves back, but you used to be even larger with those leaves and majestic, and now you're smaller than what you were once. Kind of how I feel. I hope you're standing strong and doing well. I don't know if you can understand me, but I've heard that there is something going around and hurting living plant type things, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't let down the job, and I thought I'd come check on you.
You understand Sylvan.
Yeah, dude.
What the hell?
Like I said, you understand. Brave, like,
You understand?
It's not directly spoken in Sylvan tongue, but as you speak aloud, speak your thoughts, open yourself. The rustling in the leaves, the twisting of the branches, the aching of the trunk of this tree all communicate a melody that is as intricate as it is unintelligible until pieces of sound come together to form broken Sylvan understanding. Brief communication that takes minutes to convey a word. Pain. Distant. Slow.
I promise, like the people before me, I won't let something happen to you. I'm on its trail.
You, with your hand still placed on that, feel that warmth around your wrist again. That mark now resides. You feel a small branch or vine of the tree kind of twist around that mark, recognizing it as similar. Not with friendliness, but familiarity. Before it recedes.
This, you don't have to answer in long words. It's gonna just be simple, like yes or no. But you would still protect this area, correct? You wouldn't let people not like me here, correct?
That echoing cacophony of twisting and rustling echoes through the tree for minutes more. Always.
Thank you. I'll stay the night here with you. I'm just gonna grab my horse. And I'll let go, and as I turn away, I will say out loud, I'm forced to go by the name Strider for many reasons, and I am glad I can let down that facade for at least one night. Thank you. And I will bring Rogue into the area and lean up against the tree.
And even with the winter's chill, there is a warmth in this space. Maybe mental, but possibly physical. You're unsure.
I got a blanket prop somewhere. Yeah. And I will read the letter. They're staying up against it.
As you open that envelope, take out the letter. Shift back to the other two as I give you
Oh
time.
my god.
Jesus Christ.
You talking to a tree now?
What kind of espresso you got going on?
Hold it, so no espresso.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we come back to
Oh!
the city center.
Ah!
Daria, now halfway finished with her drink, already has another, like, one or two ready. After the fact, you can see now that William himself has made his way on to this makeshift stage. a harrowing but beautiful voice echoing over this crowd here. And there's something very different about hearing opera in the open, not in a chamberous hall. Something somber but exciting about it. As the crowd around kind of falls silent. What are you two doing in this moment?
What is the time now?
Yeah, I was also gonna say.
Maybe 7:30, bordering
yes.
8 o'clock.
All right, easy. I'm just gonna engage in like idle chit chat with Daria, just catch up some more, and just enjoy the show. Enjoy the drink. I'm still going through the first thing. I don't want to be like plastered by the end of this.
Yeah. Awesome. The slushy turns to just meat in the bottom of your bucket by this
Hey, at
time of
least
the
it
day.
stays cold, right?
Yeah.
I'll just enjoy the show.
I do offer Lily like a sip. Okay.
Can you just roll a d20 for me, please?
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, thank you.
You die.
Yeah.
You continue to enjoy the performance here for a moment. Eventually, Sebastian finds his way over to you all. Good evening.
Evening.
You made up your mind on this evening? You wanting to get up there?
I think I'll do it.
Yeah?
Oh,
All right.
you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy to hear it. I do want to see you up there.
Thanks.
Well, come with me then. We'll go and get you sorted.
Okay.
If you get nervous, just look for me in the crowd.
Okay.
Sebastian kind of escorts you through the crowd a little bit. The absolute horde of people seem to almost split before him as he walks through, with just this aura that he has.
I need 2 days, guys.
No. That's a big one.
It's just ringing in the ears during the rest of the set. You get pulled to the side where you can see Trumpetal's sisters still, retuning their instruments, packing their gear up, talking with their band as you walk over. The half high elven girl that you seem to vaguely recognize kind of gives you a bit of a nod as you walk past.
I would actually like to walk up to both of them.
Yeah.
You two perform very well,
Thank you.
and your songs are very beautiful too.
We appreciate that. We've been working on them for a while.
I could tell. And I turn to the half elf.
Off, girl.
Well, technically,
Turn to which one?
the one from Sweet Song.
Yes. Okay.
I was able to recognize you once you were on stage.
I thought you might have.
What a surprise.
Yeah, I like to see what Argentum has to offer every now and then. There's a few spots that know talent when they see it.
Do you not get recognized?
Oh no, we do. I try and keep it simple when I'm out and about. Sometimes it works.
Does it annoy you when you get found out?
Sometimes. Usually we just make the most of it. Looks up at the half-wood elven girl standing next to her. Yes. It can be a bit much sometimes, to be honest, but... well, goes with the territory, doesn't it?
And you've performed in the brass?
We've performed the stage, performed privately in the brass, we've toured the nation. Not to boast, but we've seen the cities, done the rounds.
Is it nice?
It has its moments.
Aw.
Marilyn, by the way. You can call me Meryl.
Lily.
Me. Yeah, you can give me back the envelope if you want.
Folded again.
The wood elven girl, like standing there with her arms crossed, leaned up against a wall. And I'm Anna. Love Anna, but Anna for sure. And we're half sisters.
Half sisters?
Yes, fathers, complete strangers, but human half. Our mother, she was, well, she paved the way for what we are today. She was very good at what she did.
Marketing.
No, honey, she was a bard.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
in there. I'm in the crowd.
Yeah, bards are
Yeah.
marketers now.
I just. Yeah.
I bet you're very thankful for her.
Every day.
Do you two have any advice before I go on stage?
Just act like nobody's watching. Play your heart out. They'll love it. As they are speaking, you can see that Sebastian has called William over. You can see. First time that you've been up close with him, this is human male. You can see years of wisdom in his skin. He is old, but in a way that just makes him feel like he has lived. His hair is pulled back, sleek, the blue coat over. William Bordeaux of the stage.
Nice to meet you.
I hear Sebastian here has some high regards of you.
Oh, I bet he's just making a big deal out of it.
Well, you will be up in a few minutes if you are still interested. How will I be introducing you this evening?
Lily the little songbird.
Very well. Feel free to prepare your things. 10-15 minutes, we will bring you up.
Okay.
He kind of goes back off doing his thing. As, you know, a less household name band are now playing. The crowd is still large, but it's not 2,500 people. It's maybe 1,500 sprawling up the streets and alleys, and it is a sea of people here. As that band that's currently on stage winds down. Is there anything Yorna's doing in that 10 or 15 minutes?
No, but for just the sake of it, she will scan for Strider in the hopes that he has made it back.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Has the ghost of Strider come visit us?
I'm
17.
17.
I'm not fine with that.
Am I?
Up on the...
There's a tree in the distance.
No sign. You see a few people in black hoods that are like darting around, are able to discern that they're not Strider by the fact that you can see them.
Strider fan club.
yeah. Imposters.
Yeah. That's all you're doing is you're waiting out.
I can't think of anything else to do other than wait for Lily to take the stage.
Alright.
I will say, just to jump in, after reading that letter, I wouldn't stay the night.
Okay.
I would rush back.
Okay.
Oh shoot! What the hell changed? I will be attacking the stage and
A pile of bombs in the fourth floor.
What is this? It's all like bound by a tree.
Papers and
Okay. As you're waiting there, Daria kind of pipes up between sips of drink. Oh, your friend a dancer or something?
Singer.
Yeah. Any good?
I haven't heard like anything big from her personally because she's taken up work up in the Stone Ring at a Sweet Somethings.
No, all right. At least it's a respectable one.
But I haven't actually heard like a big performance from her, so I'm quite excited. I've heard like tidbits, right? Little bits, you know,
Well,
inspiration.
Guess we'll find out together. Do that or she'll back it up in front of 1,000 people.
I think she'll do well. She is quite the determined one. I think she will do wonderfully.
There's another sip of drink and looks at the stage.
Sometimes it's just a roll of the dice.
Yeah, it better not be an @1 on performance check.
I fall as I get up.
You think if you failed a performance check, you could like try persuade the group you did good? No, that was
No, guys, it was interpretive.
Choice.
I failed on purpose to show you guys what it feels like.
Knowing your expectations.
As that performance comes to a close, William steps up on stage, ushering Lily into the wing to make her appearance here. He steps up and thank you very much as he kind of escorts the band off the stage. Next up, we have one of Argentum's most recent acts has made her debut here in the city to raving reviews, gaining the attention of some surprising folks. Tonight I have for everyone here, Lily, a little songbird.
Too late to back out now.
As he kind of ushers you up with his cane and takes his leave from the stage.
I look out at the crowd.
Just a sea of people of every species, every height. You can see Goliaths and gnomes and humans and elves. This sea of 1,000 people that shifts in height.
I want to look up the crowd and do another look on, see if I can recognize any.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, now's a great time to look for people.
Me? What? 14.
14. You can see, as everyone can, Minmay standing in the back, kind of towering over the crowd. You can see that cleric in armor that you had briefly caught a glimpse of earlier in the day. You see that Yamaleth has since been found by her guard escorts and is being held quite closely at one of the buildings. And you see, kind of on the outskirts, talking with a few other noble folk, the wizard and sorcerer duo that have been appearing a few times, the dark-skinned man with the beard, blue robes, and that sorcerer's mantle of elemental energy around his neck, and the high elven woman that kind of stands a bit taller over them, in that business attire, strap over her side with a book and wand tucked in. You can see a lot of the stalls that have closed up for the evening. A lot of them have made their way up, looking around. You eventually spot Jim in the crowd. You lock eyes with him, he just gives a big thumbs up. And a few other stall owners that you'd seen throughout the day who are now very intrigued about who this girl that they sold their pies or their mead to earlier in the day might be.
Oh, yeah.
I sold pies to her once! Hello, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the festival tonight. I wrote this song in honor of a little girl. She would be very happy to find out that today she is performing in front of a lot of people.
No.
And this also goes out to someone who I used to know. And I hope you enjoy. Ladies her lute. I'm an iceberg. There's so much more that your eyes can see. Two girls walk into a party. The one who gets noticed isn't me. I'm holding on, but barely plagued by family popularity. It's a terrible feeling being a ghost on the wall. It's always disappearing 'cause I wanna be somebody to someone, but it all is starting to blur like a dream. Forget the past, forget all your problems. No, that's not me, that little girl I used to be. No, that's not me, that little girl I used to be. No, that's not me, that little girl I used to be. And then she ends with like a strum and looks over the crowd.
You strum out, you can see this sea of what was 1,500 people over the course of that song has expanded on the edges. People that were nearby that have come in to hear a new sound in the city. You hear applause erupt as the song finishes. People that were like gently rocking back and forth, uproar in chairs. As you look around, you can see the Primpetals off at the side, both clapping. You can see William and Sebastian kind of looking on with this like assuring nod. Can you give me a performance check with advantage?
So we can't play bards that need to sing them.
My bard is of a different sort.
Yeah, you'll be dancing, you'll be
Stand up.
poems.
I'll do poems.
Bard that paints. It's like, give me half an hour and I'll inspire you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what
Like those America's Got Talent acts where they like
Yes.
and flip it upside down.
Oh my god.
Play different kinds of
26.
20.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, deserving. Deserving.
Juggling. Only juggling.
Acrobats?
That'd be kind of cool.
That applause lasts for 30 seconds, a minute. Daria standing with you guys. Well, fuck.
That, I have to say, has very much exceeded my expectations. What did you think?
You finish your conversation over here, and you can see every person that looks important in the city is having conversations on the outskirts of this. People kind of pulled up and enraptured by it. As you... Is there anything you do before you leave the stage there, or...?
I just take a big bow and then like embrace the like applause until it ends and then walk off.
No. You take that bow as you're finishing that performance, a half bouquet of flowers. It's thrown up onto the stage.
Get up, okay! Yay!
Just you make your way off, and William makes his way back on. Thank you. That was a very special performance for everyone here tonight.
Glad everyone liked it.
He turns to the crowd. Yes. Unfortunately, that will be the end of our stage activities here tonight. Those of you that wish to walk the gardens as they bloom may wish to walk the stairs now and make your way back down. Those that wish to see it from the heights, you should continue further into the Lowstone. But from everyone at the stage and everyone involved tonight, as he kind of one by one looks at each of the performers who are gathered around here, thank you for attending. And he takes a bit of a bow himself. Walks off to applause as people start kind of scattering, the people of import kind of making a bit of a head start down the stairs. We'll cut back to Strider.
Oh,
He
I
did
did
make
forget
it.
to say that I left another letter.
Yeah,
Because I forgot to say that.
I imagine that would happen. Yeah. So as you sit there with Rogue tied up next to you, open that envelope and hesitate for a moment, but eventually take in the words. What's the reaction? What happened? What do you do?
As he reads it, it goes from like a nervous, slowly opening the letter to a happy relief. And as he gets down the letter, his hands clench, he begins to sweat. And he gets almost jittery, like he needs to do something. He can't sit here anymore. He grabs up the letter that he had written. And turns it over and adds more. He adds to it. It's not something someone has to do alone. If you just ask, I would help. I've broken my oath once, and it broke me. But I would break it 100 times for you. And I put the letter where I put the last one. And I want to ask the tree one more question.
Yeah.
Two more questions, because I feel rude. First, what's his name? Because I don't want to call him the tree. He has a name. Just
Mr.
tree.
my name is Treoculus.
That's a sick name.
Treoculus.
He turns into like a wooded dinosaur.
His name is Trithers.
Brothers.
They call me Leaf.
Tree.
Big.
They call me
Big.
Branch.
Call me Branch.
He doesn't have a name, it's sick, but I just wanted to know.
Call me Brendan the Branch.
That's what I thought about.
Twisting the echoes. No name. Called only grandfather.
You know what? Honestly, I guess you are kind of like that to me at this point. Alright, grandfather. When this letter was delivered, do you remember the color of the hair you saw?
A moment passes, be it in hesitation or uncertainty, but eventually grandfather relinquishes the information of flame.
Like, in a sense, he actually means flame or just the color of flame?
Just the color of
Cool, sick. I must go in a hurry. I thought I would be able to spend time with your grandfather, but this letter has me worried. And there's something I need to check out soon. Before I go, is there anything I need from you to be able to fix this? And I take off my necklace. All the little cracks in it.
Mhm. Not mine to fix.
Puts it on. Puts it on last time.
Yeah.
That was a long shot.
Huh?
My favorite enemy is Thing.
Mhm.
Because I have advantage on recalling information and tracking them.
Mhm.
Can I see if there is any latent fiend energy or
Mhm.
anything around this area?
Yeah. Give me an investigation check with advantage.
What's that? Oh shit! That's not what I meant to say. 25.
This area seems as pure as it ever should be.
I grab Rogue, and I rush back as quickly as Rogue is capable of.
Where are you headed?
City.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need information first.
So confused now.
You going home? Heading back to the festival? Are you?
I want to head to.
Garden, like you promised. Technically didn't.
I would like to get to the entrance of the city,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to use my last slot
Mm-hmm.
to cast. Sorry. Primeval awareness
Mm-hmm.
at wherever I would enter through my house.
Yeah.
And I want to walk, and I want to, if I ping a fiend,
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that ping and my tracking ability of my favorite enemy to try find Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
And I will openly say his name out loud.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Make your way back into the city. Probably 8:30 or so. By the time you, probably 8:45. By the time you get back, you can see people funneling into the gardens. Others are pushing out to viewpoints where they can see what is about to happen here. You charge back into the city, that primeval awareness going up around you. Bring that up so I know what the list is.
Everything. Yeah.
All the fun ones.
Yeah. Aberration, Celestial, Dragon.
Okay. From the side of the city where your house is, you get nothing. You continue through to the entrance of the city. You get nothing. You move up a few alleys that are parallel to the festival that's happening. Slowly, a few of those familiar ones start to come in. You get that celestial pen. You push a bit further, you get a scattering of draconic as you continue. Seems to be trace amounts of elemental energy, but you're not sure if it's a creature or not. Continue up a bit further, you get familiar Fey ping. And eventually, by the time that you get kind of halfway between the entrance of the city and the staircase to the low stone down the Ring of Earth, you would get that fiendish, familiar ping.
I will try to use my tracking ability. Up that down.
What are you What are you looking for? What are you latching onto to try and practice?
I think I'm gonna try to latch on to the slight hint of sulfur or whatever fancy perfume Xavier is. And I almost want to try force him out as I'm looking, like being like Xavier, show yourself, I need to talk. Don't make me mention who you are. Things like that.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check with the advantage.
Good. That's amazing. That would be 25.
25, all right.
2 25s in a row. That's a good one to get.
You rush up that side alley, kind of pinging the festival to your left and the empty city to your right. As you ride up that street, that ping comes in. You ride for a bit more, so you're a bit more central to it. Jump off of Rogue for a moment. And catch that air of sulfur. Faint. If you weren't looking for it, you'd never notice it amongst the dust of the street, the smells of the festival, the houses and everything around here that adds to the city's atmosphere would drown it out unless you knew that you were looking for it. You latch onto it. Seems to be heading in the direction of the crowd of the festival.
I want to try, if I'm like tough right now and I can see like an imaginary sense thing, I want to try to cut him off before he gets to the crowd. I want to stop him from entering before I can get on.
Give me a dex check.
Or are you? What?
One, yeah.
You follow this, trying to catch it before it hits a crowd, but by the time you have darted down a side alley, the trail is already woven through hundreds of people flowing down the main street before you.
Can I, when I get there, realizing I'm too late? Xavier.
Give me a performance check. See if this makes its way over the noise of this crowd.
17.
17. The voices of hundreds of people flowing past you. Excited families, children that are going to stay up past their bedtime to see the flowers bloom. See noble folk excited for one of their favorite times of the year. You call out over it all. That voice kind of echoing faintly through the crowd.
Bitch, better don't make me use my trump card.
What's your trump card?
Wait for a few moments. Eventually, hear a voice. You called?
Spoke somewhere private. I'm not here to start trouble.
As you hear that voice, it's not coming out of the crowd. Whatever this is looped around through the alley behind you. You can see Xavier standing there. Red suit, handsome chiseled face, the curly brown hair. You can see another individual next to him. This stern-looking, lean, looks like a wood elven female. Simple, like, not, what's the word? Unbranded armor. They look like they could be a guard, but it's not any patterns or colors that you recognize. And see a large spear slung over their back. You will be with the both of us.
That's fine.
Look to a building and just nod in direction. Pull you into an alley or, an alley a bit away. People that, away from the crowds, away from people coming and going.
The minute I thought I understood you, you're going to throw us for a loop and ask us not to kill a succubus.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. Remove her from this plane. Just make sure you get the information you need first.
What's the information I need now? You seem to know a lot more about the situation that you lit on to us. About the players that are in play.
The woman standing there. We're gathering our intel.
All I ask, I don't need to know much. What is the name of someone? Is there someone that is feared and that we should be scared of? And what is their name?
Xavier goes to speak. You can tell by his demeanor that he's ready to brush off your comment and give some half answer that doesn't reveal anything. The woman just kind of puts her arm out and stops him from taking that step forward to talk. And he kind of looks over at her confused. We know not whom. We have reason to believe that those that we fight are making moves within your city.
Am I correct to assume that you are the devil, like your friend here?
Friend. Strong word. Yes.
Another question then. You mentioned the right hand and the prophet last time we spoke. Are either one of them not the devil?
It's a look of confusion across her face. Why?
If I was to find someone strong in fire magic that I knew, I would ally myself with them.
If you are who he says you are, you should know that we would never work with those that were not our own.
That's... Interesting you put it that way. Well, I guess more than a few people know who I am now. Well, I know last time we didn't get off on the right foot, Xavier. But it's hard since you can understand.
Of course.
But you weren't there. so I won't hold as much. As long as we are on the same side currently.
Woman standing there. We would appreciate a vote of non-interference. Help us as much as you can. Follow your own threads, do what you must. Just don't get in our way.
On one condition. We'll follow our threads and we'll try to stop this as well, but we won't get in your way. As long as if you ever find someone powerful in flame magic, they ever piss you off, or even if they don't, leave them alone and you come tell me first.
Give me a persuasion or intimidation, your choice.
I want, can I intimidate and tap my book?
I'll adjust the DC on.
Well, it's
Got your number.
13. Wait, no, I got +1 because of my thing. 14.
14. You see a look of almost recognition across that woman's face. We're hunting demons, not people.
Good to know.
Anything more?
You get your ears around here quite often. You're doing your research. I saw some interesting folk here that could be worth looking into. Perhaps you already have. Henderson something and their friend Owl something. I didn't get much details.
Casters are corrupt, a lot of them. I need not pry into the lives of specific few.
Corrupt.
Magic by nature corrupts men.
Sorcerers.
All of it.
I was going to say thank you for your time, but I'll just walk away.
You walk away. Give me a perception check.
Well, I can't just use my passive. 21.
21. Okay. As you away, you hear quietly behind you Xavier and this individual continue to talk for a moment. Return immediately. There's no use for you here at the moment. You're sure, Commander?
Like, did Xavier get told to again?
And even like a quick glance over your shoulder to see them, you would see Xavier in true form just flying out another entrance as the woman standing there just draws her hands into the air, scrapes across for a moment. You see infernal runes dance in place and she disappears. In that brief moment, as teleportation magic overtakes her, you can see a visage of a red-skinned, slightly horned, black-haired woman in infernal armor, wings that pull over her back, a twisted tail that curls round, and tattooed markings that run up her arms as she disapparates in that space. And the two are gone. Your primeval awareness, within the next few minutes, recognizing that they have left your vicinity.
What the hell?
I know it's happening quickly, but as I see her leaving, am I able to use my hunter sense?
Let me see how long this spell takes.
As an action, choose one creature you can see within 60 feet. You immediately know where the creature is damage, immune resistant, and spot rollers.
Give me a... Yeah, we're going to call this one a... Just going to make this contested dex to see who is faster in this moment.
They call me Best Strider.
They call me Sanic.
19.
Okay. Hunter's Sensei.
Resistance, immunities, vulnerability.
As that last infernal rune apparates in the air, that true form becomes visible, and quickly you ping it out of the corner of your eye as they disappear. What do you get from Hunter's Sense?
I get immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunities, resistance, and vulnerabilities, and what they are.
This individual is resistant to cold, fire, lightning, poison, and bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons.
Oh. Don't piss her off.
And compared to, let's just check my one thing.
I wonder where she is on your, like, scale. Your little...
Stronger than Xavier.
Yeah, and how strong was Xavier?
It's
Do you remember what your perception was when you watched her voomf out?
21.
Over 20? I will say also in that, you notice that her right hand is clad in what looks like potentially an adamantine gauntlet as she disappears.
I know the others are going to the thing. I didn't want to go, but I have other reasons now. Is there any roof I could sneak to close by that I could see most of the people?
Near the garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is like a cluster of buildings that's like built alongside the gardens, essentially.
I want to just post up there, and I want to just keep my eyes open for Lily and Yorna.
Yeah.
But primarily, I'm looking for Henderson and the other corrupt magic users.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, fuck them up. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a stealth check as you try and find a spot to cozy up for a moment.
Stuff. That's a really weird roll.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I thought it was.
I have a plus 11 in stealth. Let's go. 23.
23. All right. You dart your way through the crowd across the busy street of people kind of flooding down here in the direction of the gardens and just post up next to a building as the sea of people kind of washes alongside you.
Don't mind me. That's what I said to people that spot me above 23.
Yorna and Lily. Daria would be wandering down in the direction of the gardens. Is there anything you're doing on your way?
I'm scanning for Strider.
I'm also looking for straight.
Okay. Both of you can give me a perception check then.
Nat 20.
Come look at the damn
Total?
flowers.
Perception. 25.
Okay.
We need to.
Both looking out as you descend the stairs that take 5-10 minutes to descend from the low stone down into the earth. As you do, Yorna, you don't spot anything. Daria holding your ear with conversation of what she's been up to recently, complaining about work and
Nice.
the fact that it's a little busier than she'd like it this close to the festival and yada yada yada.
Nice.
As you're descending, you look out. You see a few people in the crowd kind of pulling back, like trying to see what might have pushed them out of the way or make them on the way past, and eventually your eyes lead you to just this block of buildings, and you can see black cloak lit up against a wall, just keeping an eye out. You know, some few hundred feet beneath the ring of earth.
Strider's here.
Really? I couldn't see him.
He'll catch up. He's a bit behind.
Okay, if you say so. I really do want him to see this as well. It's very beautiful.
Then I look for him again. They just stare. See if he notices.
What I notice?
What's your pattern?
Perception?
Yeah.
20?
I'd say so. If you're like keeping an eye out, these guys
I
are
just I was keeping an eye out for them as well.
they're descending the staircase that's pretty obvious.
I see Lily everywhere. She's looking at me.
I'm very keen on finding you.
I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Alright. And eventually you guys make it to the bottom of the stairs. You pass by, a few hundred feet from your house, kind of in the direction of the gardens. What's the plan?
Well, I think maybe we wait outside the gardens for maybe 5 more minutes for Strider, and then I think we'll just head in.
What's the matter with them?
You'd be like a few hundred feet away. Like, you could watch them as they descend and get near the entrance.
Do I see any signs of Henderson and his person?
Your eyes dart from Yorna and Lily, along with this fire genasi that I don't think you've met yet, that's traveling with them.
But then escort.
Looking around, you rolled for that before,
Yeah.
for perception, yeah. Looking around, at first you don't spot them. Kind of looking around up in the general area of the performances where you'd last seen them headed. Eventually you glance back around behind you and they're further back down the main street, kind of up near kind of the entrance to the House of Gold, just at a point that kind of oversees the gardens enough that they can stand there and take it in.
I'll look over at Lily.
Uh-huh.
Do that. So I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try stealthily catch up to them.
Yeah, okay. Give me a stealth check.
Wait a minute!
I ready my silver bullets.
Stealth check, you do?
Mm-hmm.
21.
21. You make your way through the city. Yep, you're good. Make your way through, a few hundred feet down the road, passing a few more of the buildings in this block until you're, within sight of these two individuals who are kind of standing alone up at the top of the ramp, the House of Gold overlooking the gardens.
Do I get the sense that they're from the floating isle?
Give me an insight check.
Just being that apparently they're corrupt mages. Perception?
Insight.
Oh, insight.
Take advantage on this,
Oh, cool.
since you've got a bit of knowledge.
It's really good. Oh, that's better. 29.
29. Looking over at them, you now get a slightly better look. You can see that cowl is indeed made of like sorceress,
Nice.
sorcerer, elemental magic
Sorcery.
around the neck. Of that human male standing there floating a couple of inches off the ground. His robes adorned with all sorts of fancy runes and delicate embroidery. The individual next to him, the female high elf, you do see a spellbook and wand strapped at their side. You do get the sense that this is a wizard and a sorcerer of relative importance, so very likely from Chassenor.
I look at them and I look at myself and go, Lily once told me not to pretend to do things that I'm not good at, so Let's try something else. I take my necklace,
Mm-hmm.
I pull it out of my armor, and I reveal it,
Mm-hmm.
and I walk up.
Okay. Walk over there, having quiet conversation, looking out at the gardens, kind of gesturing at the people walking the trails here. You know, these gardens are huge, the size of a few city blocks, and there's a couple hundred people weaving through the various gravel paths. As they are having conversation, this area kind of a little devoid of people around them. And they see you approaching, and that man, his full beard, bald head, kind of looks at you. I'm sorry, can I help you?
Crouch down, and I go the one that's floating. Put my hand under, and I do this. Like, yeah, that's pretty impressive. I stand up.
He, like, drops to his feet.
You enjoying the festival?
Of course. Lively festivities here in the city. It's always a delight to make our way down from the city above for such things.
So you are from the... Well, by the looks, you guys look very well kept and well knowledged. I would assume you guys are from Floating Island.
Yes, I am Diego, head of House Henderson.
Nice to meet you. You let me get to my notes. Because I'm really bad at spelling. I didn't mention that at all yet, but I'm bad at math and spelling. They said bringing a dude that starts with N is a mistake.
Maru.
Maru.
Okay. Sure. Seem to how do I say you seem to radiate main character energy without saying that? You have a pretty noticeable aura about you too. Seem important.
We've honed our craft.
What would you say is your specialties when it comes to spellcasting? What's your favorite?
I'm a sorcerer of draconic bloodline. I head the family of sorcery in Chassenor. He's kind of like eyeing you up and down, this like, who does this guy think he is? But he's enjoying it.
I'm gonna adjust the chain, just like it's uncomfortable. And I'll see if any of them know the symbol.
Give me an insight check.
Seen it before. 1. Woof!
As you're fiddling with it, the man that you're talking to kind of looks down at it, like, with this look of, like, is he trying to hint at something, and just kind of looks back up at you. There's no glint of recognition.
Always been curious in magic. As a kid, I tried to learn it myself, but never got to it. Followed books, but I just was never able to.
Yeah, sorcery is innate, drawn from within, not from text on a page. And he looks over at the high elf next to him. Not that there is any issue with either form of spellcasting.
Yeah, it's very interesting that I feel like spellcasting is spellcasting, but there's so many rumors, especially more recently the more I've looked into spellcasting, about sorcerers and wizards, well, mainly sorcerers being corrupt spellcasters. I never understood why people say that.
You've been talking to some bad bedfellows, it would sound.
Yes, I would not call them friends or good company.
That's not to take their words too seriously then, friend.
No. How often do you guys take in people not born on your guys' island? Any well-trained mages you might meet here? Would you take them up to train them, prosper the newbies?
Not often. Happens on occasion when a family with enough money to get information our way demands that their child prodigy be taken on board at one of our institutes, but it's hard to get word to us, you see.
So you're really telling me you've never picked up for no money just someone that you thought had the potential?
Kind of looks over at the high elf next to him. We're certainly not in a habit of it.
I want to try to catch them out of my next line.
Mm.
You know, if I did gain the ability to cast magics, if I had it innate, even if I tried to do it the way you do with books, I would love the control of fire.
Give me an insight check here.
A fire wizard are you are?
Worst kind.
Was that one again? You need to. I gave you the little one for a reason. Did that roll? That's okay. Better than a 1.
You try and read this woman standing here, but you're immediately shut out by this cold exterior and a quick retort on her. Yes. We tend to keep teaching magics to those that are better suited. Your people just aren't built for it, I'm afraid.
You people. Like
Yes.
humans.
Don't have the time to master anything like that.
Damn.
I can see that.
You and your puny lifespans.
I do fine with concoctions.
I'm sure you do.
I will say, I'm sorry for bothering your evening. You just looked like people I should talk to.
No, of course not. It's always nice to chat to friendly faces here in the city.
And I'm gonna mention the name that I heard them talk about as I turn around. I'm gonna say, you know, hope he or she turns into less of a mistake.
Just hear the sorcerer man there kind of just chuckle away and kind of shoulder check the woman standing next to him, and she like immediately like flicks him off and stands tall next to him again. So make your way down.
I will say, as I'm walking down, my name is Strider. If you need to look for someone with that name.
No response. But it's taken on board.
I'll go find the others.
A couple of moments pass since you see Strider. He tells you to hold fire for a few minutes and eventually does make his way back through the crowd as you're standing there at the gates with about 7 minutes before the bloom is set to happen here.
You can speak out loud.
Where were you? You were just dropping stuff off at home. You missed Lily's performance.
Oh shoot, how was it?
Wonderful.
You get a applause?
A big applause.
You really missed out.
You missed out on the first one. I missed out on it.
Maid?
All right.
Nice to meet you.
So this is Daria,
You see that same fire genasi woman there standing.
a dear friend of mine, also in the Legion. She's lovely. Daria, this is Strider. This is the other companion I was telling you about.
Didn't expect you to be so... Anyway,
He's capable. He's great.
no, a bit.
I give a lot of different vibes.
Yeah,
I look like I can't be trusted sometimes.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Without the cape, it helps.
Right. Sure he's good for it?
As far as I know. He hasn't given me a reason to...
I've at least saved these guys at least like twice.
I told you about the scene.
Ah, right. Well, fair enough. Come on.
Give me one moment. And I try.
Chug it! Chug it!
Take me a job.
Yeah. I chug it till I get like above a good buzz,
Yeah.
and I give it back.
I do want to ask Strider. So what did take you so long?
That's a long story, actually. I dropped off the stuff, made sure it was secure, and because that one chieftain knows where I live now, so check it.
Huh?
Ran around for a bit, went and talked to fucking something of House Henderson, and some other famous people from the Flying City.
Okay.
Wait, you talked to them?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I tried to play it cool at first and kind of wanted to get a read on them. They're really good at like keeping their doors shut on that stuff. And I
People like that tend to do that.
But I overheard them talking earlier today about getting him on board as a mistake. That seemed a bit fishy. So before I left, I said that to them so that they knew I mean business. And I told them my name.
Maybe just don't make enemies of wrong people.
No, hopefully friends.
Well, you're still in one piece, so.
Look at Daria. Daria go. Is she good for it?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Listen, I trust this one with my life.
I may have briefly, for one, maybe a minute, met the right hand.
Right.
What?
Well, that seems like something we should unpack later.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot. No wonder you took so long.
Yeah.
I don't know why you drink all that mead.
Oh, I'm sorry, who?
Long story, I will fill you in.
Alright. Like, stumbles off a bit, tipsy, a little, like, sway as she moves down the
Can I ask you a favor?
Me?
You gotta finish that?
Which one?
Which one's less full?
Pretty pink one?
Yeah, I'll take that one.
There you go.
Pink?
Yeah, looks like a cocktail of some description.
Shall we head in then?
Yes.
You enter the gardens here, the, 10, 20 foot wide kind of gravel path that winds through. As you enter, you can see initially you're greeted by fields of grasses that grow up and around and are beautifully maintained. Walking a bit further, you can see brilliantly healthy looking oak and pine that are growing from very fertile looking earth here. Around each of them you can see rocks that have been meticulously placed or that have protruded up from the earth itself. It's hard to tell. You can see beautifully arranged areas of flower. It's hard to tell if they've been planted or naturally occur here. You can see pinks and purples and blues all planted around one of the trees, the faintest of glows emanating on the leaves. Pushing through, you can see the green hues of the leaves here shift to a vibrant white-pink cherry blossom with rose more flowers, reds and yellows that again give a faint light to the underneath of these trees. You walk through for a while, past fields of different colored flowers, past trees and natural pools that have been turned into gorgeously sculpted fountains using the stone that could have been found within these garden walls. As you walk along, you can see tiny little insects, each alight with a small speck of golden glow, little fireflies as they weave to and fro from these jars of sugar cubes dangling from the trees and just disperse throughout the gardens. You can see dozens of people walking ahead of you and dozens more coming in behind you. You can see off to the side there are seats every now and again, families sitting on them, looking around, pointing at birds or flowers on the various trees around you. Continuing a bit more, you can see a large natural pond here. You can see the same children that you saw previously here playing with a little carved wooden boat that they'd found. Their parents have now joined them and are standing there at the side of the pond as they're playing. Continue a bit further till you're passing by more cherry blossoms and a gorgeous stone fountain carved to look like 3 fish that are relaying this water back into the source beneath them. You continue through for a while, and Daria and Yorna kind of know where they're heading as you move through to not quite as monstrous as the grand oak back at Woodend, but a large tree that sits as a centerpiece at the end of one of the trails in the garden here. As you wander in that direction, the fields of flowers around you seem to rustle and sway in the wind. You can see, familiar to you, a green-robed figure that's kind of standing in the middle of the path, letting people kind of like move around him, staring up at the tree, just waiting for the bloom to occur. Garvia standing there, taking in the gardens. As you all approach as a bit of a group, Daria slurping on the last of her drink, it kind of echoing through the crowd a little bit.
Good.
Garvia turns to look at you all. This deep tan skin tone that twirls into those faint tiefling horns that go to an ashy gray at the end. Robes draped over his person, a staff in hand with dried flowers around the top. These green robes that drape down to furred boots. Yorna, pleasure to see you again. These are your friends.
Yes. All come to see the bloom.
I am Garvia, druidic elder of the Bloom Grove.
Nice to meet you.
It's beautiful, isn't it? He looks up at that tree.
I have not seen it on the first night before. It's a lot more brighter and more busy.
You watch as around you a few of those flowers kind of begin to emanate a bit more of a glow. Garvia kind of raises his hands for a moment and expresses sincerity in spellcraft as dozens of butterflies, leaves kind of emanate from him in a moment as he pushes them out into the gardens to help fill the air even more. As one by one you can see these hundreds, if not thousands, of flowers begin to open, their buds unfurling in a matter of seconds, and in the center of each, a glow brighter than torchlight begins to fill the air, as you can see pinks, reds, blues and purples, yellows now glinting through the trees as this entire garden becomes enveloped in light. You can see it reflecting off of every branch, every tree, every rock. You can see it on the wall that leads up to the brass. You can see it bouncing off of the House of Gold, these brilliant colors that are filling the city. And as you kind of look up above the city, this light even seems to fill any fog or cloud that might be lingering. And as that happens, a few of the flowers release a few petals as they join up with the ones that Garvia released, this glow emanating through the gardens. As that occurs, you hear above. You look up at the House of Gold and you can see the large dome that sits atop it splits into 4 and curls down and opens up, revealing a flat platform where you can see an airship is docked inside that dome, and dozens, if not hundreds, of small paper lanterns begin to float across the city, matching the color of the flowers. They begin to drift through the sky, across the city, filling this place with light, both from the ground and from the air, emanating it so that anyone, anywhere in the city could see the light if it wasn't bouncing off the mountains for the amount of color that is filling this space. You can see that everyone in the gardens is kind of looking around amazed. The kids that were playing in the pond kind of frozen as they're looking up at everything just blowing through the air, this display of color that's only this vibrant for a few hours before it kind of settles down for a week or so after the bloom. Look around. Those lanterns continue pulling over the city. And eventually, you see them make their way over the course of 10, 20, 30 minutes across the city, eventually finding themselves over the forest, the forested hills that Strider has just paid a visit to. And as each of those lanterns burn up, those familiar with this process would know that they contain seeds that fertilize the hills beyond the city and the fields around. Garver kind of stands there, just taking it in. Daria, for the first time tonight, kind of silent for more than a few minutes as she watches this display happen.
I want to nudge Yorna. If I'm to be honest, I whisper this not to interrupt anyone's night. Quentin didn't want to come. But it seemed important for you, so Strider wanted to come. So that's why.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
It was very pretty.
Stay in this space, and those flowers emanate everything. After 10 or 15 minutes, people go back to chattering. There's a newfound excitement and joy within the crowd here. Is there anything that you're doing in the wake of this moment that is passing?
I just mostly relish in it, just taking the beauty that's around.
I enjoy it for maybe what seems like a minute in Strider's head, but it's probably more like a second. And I'll just kind of look down, just thinking.
Lily's going
Hell yeah.
You run through some like butterflies parting in your wake, the leaves that are flowing through the air kind of glancing off of your arms as you run. So you make a bit of a trek. A few of the kids kind of get up and follow along and
Oh my god, did they create like a little train?
run through here, kind of disturbing some of the air that's carrying leaves through the gardens. Garver kind of chuckles and turns back. Just as beautiful as every year before it.
I agree.
You know, it's interesting. Something like this is so peaceful that I feel like even if you had an enemy standing next to you, you would be both calm. You understand what I mean?
I can understand your sentiment.
It is entrancing.
There's a unity in people standing before something like this.
Do I see S anywhere watching?
Give me a perception check.
One.
Damn!
What's the one counter? Can we check a one
Yeah,
counter?
that's
on this
like a
episode?
that's like
It's like
four.
4.
It's just a
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's worse, it's been in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, let
it's
me,
all
One
important
nat
rolls.
20.
let me get rid of the bad juju.
If it's all with the 29.
Yeah, I rolled a 16, you're good now.
Doesn't seem to be in the gun.
Oh, no, you're gonna wash that out.
Wouldn't have done that.
Not here.
Fucking in a while.
Do I know how long how long often people stay in this area for?
I mean, after like 15 or so minutes, people like start kind of making their way out, kind of letting others come in to enjoy the first, couple of hours where these are at their brightest.
I don't mean to end the party so soon, but I am quite tired today.
It's alright. I understand that you have some things we want to talk about later, but maybe tonight.
Can do it tomorrow. I do have some clues. And I will head off to Issa's house.
Strider takes his leave, and they're all left there with Daria. Garver kind of takes his leave, gives a bit of a nod and a wave, and lets go of his tree branch staff that just dissipates into more flower petals that join the crowd as he just walks through the people as they're enjoying this night. What are you guys up to?
I want to stay around a little longer. Please.
Think I will also stay for a bit longer and keep Daria company for as long as she stays as well.
You'll take some time and stay there, and you see a few of those familiar faces that have been through the city that day. Eventually, some Legion members coming through here. Carmine probably doing the rounds, making sure that everything's peaceful, but also taking it in for herself a wee bit. You'd see, familiar to you now, the Primpetal sisters would be walking through, kind of looking around now that their time at the stage is over for the evening and enjoying the atmosphere.
Like there's something I guess is.
Yeah.
Do I have a key? Perhaps so I know where it's hidden, or it would be. Yeah, screw it. I just unlock the door.
You got lockpicking tools?
I'll do now.
My god, are you
I've
gonna
brought some.
lockpick into the
Yeah, we
bank?
made it a quick thing.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Okay, you're gonna lockpick. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check, and you're proficient with those,
I am.
so you can add your proficiency.
It's my first time locking. Oh, that's right. I can't lose. So that's gonna be
Ready for it.
31.
Jesus, right.
Remember plus 13 because of my invisible glove.
Oh, true.
Just imagine you just like slowly putting it in and just like,
I didn't even
oh,
turn it. I just
yeah.
go.
It was like, man, Sebastian needs to get better lock.
You go to pick, you feel that it's natural in your hands as you go to pick these locks. First time you've done some lock picking in a while, but as you're navigating this, you feel that this is enchanted. This is an arcane lock. But as you're finessing it, you can tell that the enchantment is a little older than maybe it should be, and you just are able to kind of push through that and pop the lock as the door.
Damn.
Open the lock this way. Go in, close the door, lock it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find one of his cheapest wines.
Oh no.
I'm gonna grab it.
He's gonna drink himself silly.
I'm gonna pop it.
Yeah.
Not like that. Find something.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna drink the bottle while reading the letter, and that's how I'm gonna fall asleep.
Oh no.
Reading it over a few times. Letting the words kind of fill your head, processing that. Like something that maybe you weren't expecting so soon, or maybe were dreading, and just drift off. Let yourself sleep. As we come back down into the gardens.
This has been nice.
Ripley is really beautiful. You guys are lucky you see it every year.
No, this was your first time, so I completely forgot.
Yeah.
You'll stick around for the next one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I was thinking of staying in the city.
Like, permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Would be nice.
Although, I know I wouldn't live with you for the entire time.
I understand you need your own space. I get it. I'm not offended.
Oh, well, who knows? I might just go from place to place.
Whatever works for you.
Do you think Strider's okay?
No. I think he's been through something tonight, and I don't think he wants to talk about it right now.
When I first saw him chug that meat, I'm like, oh, it's one of those nights.
Yes, I felt that too. especially after what he said. Sounds like he had a run-in with Xavier's crew. I'm a little bit worried after the last meeting.
Does he not normally look that one down?
No.
That's
Oh, Daria, maybe it's time for you to go to bed.
Nah.
Nah, don't want to fall asleep under the tree there. Looks comfy.
A few more minutes.
Alright.
The night's just starting.
Worst case scenario, I'll drag you back tonight.
set the garden on fire.
Oh yeah. How does Genasi hair work? Like, if she puts her head in a bed of flowers, is it just gonna?
Who knows?
No.
Kiss it out.
Actually, yeah, I would know. Like, when I put my hand in it, does it burn me?
You're gonna put your hand in it?
I'll poke my finger into
Give
it.
me a Constitution saving throw.
Nice. I'll say this as you're rolling, but like when you hug her, you would feel heat or you wouldn't.
18.
18. You, like, flick your hand through it as you would with, like, a
19.
candle not getting burned. There's heat to it. Like, you've seen her be able to produce flame.
I'll just tell her. Maybe don't lie down.
What?
Don't lie down. I just realized
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it.
Great on benches. Just give her like a torch and she go.
Where's the torch?
Yeah. Which is why she's gonna come on our next endeavor into the next sewers that we raid.
Oh no.
To the brass.
Yeah! You so should.
Yeah, I have some more. She hands you, like, the last half of one of her drinks and she, like, wanders off 20 feet ahead of you looking around.
I think I can manage this.
It's one of those drinks. It's a wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
She's off.
wanders off, maybe catches up with Garver a little further down and has a conversation.
Nice. Good for her.
Anything else two of you are doing?
Well, I think this might be it. I'm going to babysit Daria for a bit, just make sure she doesn't catch anything on fire, and maybe take her back to mine. So I might be out here a little while longer.
Okay.
Up to you what you do with yourself.
Oh, well, I was still gonna hang around for a bit and then go to bed.
Sounds good.
Spend a bit more time here. Stop Daria from finding any more drinks from people that are done with theirs.
Even though she just handed me. Oh no!
Wanders through the garden, kind of talking to people she thinks she knows, and just being a bit loud in a space that's otherwise serene in the moment.
I'll just tell her to pipe down just a tad. Just babysitting her, essentially.
You spend some time walking through here, maybe snatching some conversations with people that are interested in who you are, people that are approaching Lily about having seen her earlier in the day. Kids asking Yorna if she is a Legion member or if they're confused. Or just talking with anyone and anyone that's got an interest. Unless there's anything specific you want to do.
I want to look out for the people from the island.
Give me a perception check as you're wandering.
The island folks.
Perception.
An island boy.
Hang your head.
So good.
16. All right. You guys spend, a few hours here in the gardens over the course of the evening. At a point, you would catch a glimpse of those two individuals walking through, the light of the flowers reflecting off of the semi-metallic speckles on the sorcerer's skin, which under such light you can tell are scales that are under the surface that kind of pull out just a little bit. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. Good to know.
Another weakling.
Next to him, you can see the familiar visual of that high elven wizard mage lady that's walking next to him there. 80, 100 feet over on one of the other paths, weaving through the gardens.
Do they notice me?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. 11.
The human man kind of floating a couple inches off the ground, that elemental neck piece around him. And looking around at a few other people, eventually it kind of locks eyes with you. Gives a bit of a head tilt, and you hear a voice in your mind. Just go, "You were brilliant tonight." He just nods. Continues along. But that individual seems to be enjoying himself. The woman next to him has a kind of resting bitch face scour as she's walking along, but
That makes it better.
anything else anyone's doing?
Nope.
Then eventually you would find your way out of the gardens, people kind of ushering their children who look well beyond tired but are arguing they're not, pushing through the remaining crowd of what would still be thousands of people up the stretch. You can see the busking area next to, a little annoyingly close to Yorna's house, this area where there's
Yeah.
a few musicians that are playing like trumpet or fiddle, or people that are doing small choreographed like cantrip routines, individual that's swallowing swords, doing full-on theatrics in this kind of little plaza that's set up for just out-of-town individuals. Make your way past that and eventually drag a very drunk
I was
Daria,
gonna say I'll probably just take her back to my place.
and you all make your way back to Yorna's home, fill up 3 of the 4 bedrooms for the first time in a while,
Hell yeah.
make a few of the beds in a bit of a rush, and
Feels lively in here tonight.
with the soft sound of music outside, the pinks and yellows and reds and blues kind of permeating through any curtains you might have, and just kind of speckling any bedrooms that are facing the gardens. You all find sleep, be it restful or anxious or
Yeah,
whatever Strider's going through.
whatever Strider's going through, it doesn't seem good.
With that, you all find yourselves a long rest as the initial primary day of the festival comes to a close. Free of issues.
That's right. There's
Nice.
still more days. Wait, second one day of this.
The main festival is one day, but a few of the carts hang around for like a few more days, and
In
the flowers do bloom for like a week or so if it is a little more.
All of our quests don't have until like 4 days after the festival, right?
Well, that would be starting the next day.
Yeah.
The festival is considered a one-day
Okay.
event, but people just linger. All right. As you all find rest and dreams come to a few, we want to wrap up there or continue a little more? 10:30.
We can keep going for a bit.
Yeah.
Tiny bit. I want to roll for mine.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me your constitution save.
It's literally the last one I need.
I'll buy it up.
Fail.
You had a great night last time.
Nat 20.
No, I'm not even going to look at the DC then.
I'm so.
I don't know. DC might be.
Oh, it was actually,
26.
it was 35, I'm sorry.
those flowers healed my wounds.
You wake up feeling rejuvenated.
Hell yeah!
I don't know, one of us.
Oh yeah!
So I wake up.
You wake up and look around. The bottle that you'd left on the table looks like it's been kind of placed upright where it might have fallen off, a few drips having hit the ground. You can feel a blanket has been placed over you.
Does the letter look like it's been moved? Like
It has not been touched.
Oh,
Respectful people.
sure. It's been a while. Go out to the window. Open it. Get my pipe. Okay. That helps with the headache. What time does it look like? What's going on?
No, give me a con check. See how long it takes you to wake up from a drunken
16.
sleep. All right. Still morning. It's not early, but you wouldn't have got to bed till 11 or 12. So maybe.
Do I hear S moving around anywhere?
You don't for a moment. For like a few minutes, but at what you can only assume is kind of 9 or 10 a.m. Start to hear movement from one of the bedrooms.
I just wash myself in the sink and just like. I'll make us some tea. Again, I do that. Yeah, I'm fucking herbalism kid. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Give me a
Tea bag.
give me a wisdom check. Add your proficiency.
And teabag.
What a roll! It bounced and landed perfectly on the head. Not in the box there, technically. That is nature. No,
Wisdom plus
Nature.
proficiency.
Proficiency.
Yeah.
And that's a.
You got that herbalism kit. You know what you're doing.
19.
19. Yeah, this is no teabag household. This is loose leaf.
Yeah, that's true.
You sit up for a moment and start making some tea.
Such a.
Eventually you hear a door open and a hand basin or sink run, whatever the equivalent would be. Eventually, kind of patting himself down, Sebastian walks out.
Apologies for the wine.
Who I thought would be making tea.
I
Thank you.
feel bad for using your wine.
It's all right.
I grabbed the cheapest one I could see.
Everything okay?
No.
Not at all. Well, I guess we'll start with the first letter I delivered you. Have you read it yet?
That was the one regarding.
That I've got in that tiefling on a mission, and that there's 100% chance she figures out who I am.
There's a fluff in your eyebrow. Your jacket, I think. Yeah.
Thank you.
As I did. And I trust that you have made the right call.
Yeah. You know, I'm stuck in a really weird place mentally recently. My identity is Strider. No, my real identity. This person, there's no way they don't figure out who I am. And I accepted that when I needed their help, because we haven't made any strides. The devil we ran into, Xavier. I also ran into the right hand of the big bad. You can call them that. They know who I am now. Feels like slowly everyone is finding out, and I feel like I would be more stressed than I am, but this persona, this mask, it's just weighs on me so much. And now, this. I went to deliver a letter to the grandfather tree. And my original letter was no longer there. And there was one waiting for me. grabbed it.
Hmm.
Slide it across.
You sure?
Yeah. And I
Take it.
It seems that dear old sister has decided to take matters into her own hands without my need. And I'm worried for her.
Don't know what else I should have expected.
Yeah. The reason I was drinking was she's been here. She's been in the city and seen me multiple times, apparently, and hadn't said a thing. And now I find out that, well, she wants to save me from all the secrets, but we could be doing that together. And it seems that the path she's taken to do it might be darker than she knows, but she knows how dark it is. I know how it feels to break that oath, and I fear that she already has and is still doing it.
Took you time to accept help from the right people. Well, I suppose now it's about trying to find her.
Yeah, even though she doesn't want to be found. She said she's close to figuring out the puzzle, whatever that means. I want to have a meeting with the others. Not to deal with this, but I feel like it's all connected at some point. But I figured out a few things. I believe they said we could all meet up in the morning. So instead of retelling the story, retelling what information I found out from the devils, I'll wait until they arrive.
Of course.
Because I definitely told them to come here to meet up.
Well, I mean, after the conversation we had, it kind of implied that we were going to catch up in the morning.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll make more tea. Strider's special blend.
Which-
Violet. That's good too.
No.
Bastion's in there. This tastes funny.
Sebastian's suddenly like, man, I feel like I can write.
I really like purple, so it's like...
Alright.
I actually want to wake up early and head to the garden.
Hmm.
Not even breakfast.
I take like an apple.
Okay, that's fine.
And I want to pick some flowers. I'll like look for a sign if any
You're just gonna
signs
yoink
that
some flowers?
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
signs first that say do not pick.
I've done some shady shit.
Yeah, like, I feel like taking flowers from the garden may be frowned upon.
That's a look.
You would see signs upon entering that are along the lines of like, please don't disturb the nature. That's up to you.
I'll just grab like three
Mm-hmm.
different kinds of flowers
Okay.
and try to not make it like seem like I'm being suspicious.
Okay, we'll take some time walking around the gardens, and there's a few people here, a couple individuals that are like passed out on the gravel pavement. There's some of those string jars that were in the trees have been like pulled down and are lying, and there's, you know, the odd piece of trash here or there, and a few people that are slowly going around and picking them up, and you kind of weave through here for a bit and find a few that you like and pluck them off. As you do, each one, it doesn't lose its glow, but it definitely recedes a little bit. Not quite as bright as torchlight, but enough that, you know, moving your hand around it, it'd still be an emission of colored light.
You may be able to S's.
You make your way out of the gardens and back alongside Yorna's house. At which time I assume Yorna probably will have arisen feeling refreshed and repaired for the first time in a few days.
She will make like a quick breakfast. Like she would have checked to see that Lily is still there, seeing he's not there. She'll just make a breakfast for her and Daria and leave it outside Daria's door because Daria will be sleeping in.
You can hear a heavy snore.
God, but you fixed your shoulder. However, it wasn't a disadvantage, even though you got shoulder checked.
Other shoulder. Let me fix my body.
You got shoulder checked and you're broke.
It just resets one of the points. No.
Okay. You make some breakfast, leave some for Daria. Eventually make your way out. Maybe seeing Lily like halfway up the stairs to S's house, making her way off. Everyone heading in that direction? All right. Make your way in that
circle
direction, and
Your circle.
mid-morning, all find yourselves at S's little home studio office here in the Lower Stone. Find yourselves sitting in the living room.
Like that his place was just kind of our headquarters.
I needed one. It's tea. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Oh,
Tea. Good morning.
ooh, tea. Thank you. You made this?
It's none of that tea bag shit either. Some real tea. Dripped, circled.
I'm gonna look at it and see if there's any violet in it.
No,
No,
Okay.
there's a mine.
I was gonna say.
So, found out quite a lot of information about our close friends Xavier and apparently the enemy we're all hunting.
Okay. Lay it all on us.
Alright. You remember when Xavier said that the succubus was a traitor? And wanted it dead? Well, I believe, based on everything, our main enemy that's behind whatever we're trying to figure out is a demon.
Okay.
Because they told me that the current enemy is a demon and they don't work with other people other than their kind. So if they really wanted their own kind killed, a traitor would be one that worked for a demon. So there.
So you think the succubus is working for a demon?
Yes, and we need to question them about the tea. Apparently, the tea leaf somehow related to
The stuff with the wardens.
potentially this liquid.
That makes far too much sense.
Yeah. So apparently the succubus has the leaves and apparently is dealing into the tea leaf and into this.
Some kind of middleman.
So we have a meeting with the succubus in a few days. Apparently we are messing with demons as well. However, do demons get picked up under my fiend check?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever picked up. There has been a lot of fiend activity, so maybe they're blending in with it. But I have not found any. On that note, the devils also would never work with humans or any other type of creature. So if we've ever heard of them working with other people, now I'm mainly look at this when I say this, they do not work with humans, no matter what. So I mean, succubus is our main point of goal. They seemed. I asked if the right hand, or the right hand isn't, or the prophet was human, and they seemed confused, like why. So I don't know if that leads to anything
They were probably confused that you would come to such a conclusion.
Yeah. I also talked to someone, House of Henderson.
Tiago?
Yeah, Diego and the other person. I tried to get information out of them because they were talking about some kind of weird stuff that I overheard. They're being real sneaky and saying that they were like bringing people on board and bringing some Merion potentially dude as a mistake. Mara.
Rings a bell. I can do some digging.
Apparently, bringing him on board was a mistake, but they're doing it.
Okay.
I told them my name and I let them know I overheard that so that they know that I'm kind of there
Okay.
because they weren't giving me any information. So I want them to, if they need to talk to someone about it, they know who to find.
All right.
On great news, we won the #1 prize and we are able to go to the brass for a day.
Oh, shit. Well done.
So we're going to be able to investigate parts of the city that we're not able to.
Make sure you take some time to enjoy the day as well.
Yeah, apparently they've got everything's paid for and we have like our own time in between.
Yeah. Nice.
I would like if you could potentially see what areas we should be researching or looking at maybe is a bit more suspicious for us.
Yeah, of course.
We can bring 5 people, let's say, I believe.
Right.
So I don't think we go at it just us 3. I think we bring team.
2 more?
Yeah, I think we assemble.
You have others you'd take?
Would you guys be okay with me bringing Daria? I know you guys have just met her, but I can vouch
Yeah,
for
she
her.
can come. I'm fine with that.
My only thought is if we bring anyone, our excursions, when we're not following the current list of things to do, we are going to be trying to look for things and sense things. So potentially it's going to be someone that we can tell that we're on a secret quest.
As hot-headed as Daria might seem, she can keep a secret if she needs to. I mean, I already told her about our sewer excursion. I had to explain my arm. And lying didn't quite get through to her, so...
Do I get a vibe that Dara's a trustworthy person? That's what I think.
Give me a retcon insight check. Give me a vibe check.
That is going to be 26.
26. She seems like she is the kind of person that if you asked her to keep a secret, she wouldn't ask why.
Yeah.
She'd just do it.
She seemed good, and it's also good to have extra muscle. I have a volunteer for our 5th. A little dodgy, and it's a bit of a throwaway in the dark.
Okay, now I'm really worried. Let's hear it.
I recently hired the assistance of a tiefling in finding out secrets, and they're really good at that, and finding information. I doubt that they have ways of getting into the brass. If we were able to get them there, they might be able to find more out than we could.
I mean, she probably sneaks her way up there, but I'll just turn a blind eye for her.
I'll ask if she's ever been before we invite, but I think potentially someone that's that good at information gathering could be handy.
I see where you're coming from, but I also don't want to tell her too much because
No.
she prides herself on
Kind of
her
a double-edged
information.
sword.
It is.
Indeed.
What do you think, yes?
I mean, you'd be showing your hand a bit, but that falls up to you. It's risky.
I think we think on that one.
Yeah.
I can understand why, but I also think that is telling someone we don't know at all a lot of things.
May I suggest old Jim?
Jim is a nice guy and all. I just don't see him as useful.
I think for him it would definitely be more of a excursion than...
Yeah, and
But I mean, that is okay if we want to try and keep up a certain appearance while we're up there.
Oh, also, he wants to know if we're still doing stuff with the...
Oh, the
The
mithril.
mithril.
you can hand it back. right? Yes.
Yes.
Up to you.
Yeah.
I think yes, we should. Otherwise, people will ask.
You can end it back. What is in the brass? Like any notable locations?
I mean, a lot of royal estates up there. There's a few high-end businesses, an extension of the gardens that runs up there, a few various organizations, and more opulent guild halls.
I'm struggling to remember the name, but isn't it? It's a famous swordsmith or blacksmith around. What? Do they reside in the brass?
I believe so. I can find that thing for you. Fury. One of the only families in the city that would chime.
They have their estate in the brass, but they keep to themselves. Would be difficult to have a chat with them without questions being raised as to why.
Questions asked by them or other people?
Anyone that gives enough of a shit to care, I suppose.
I'm interested. I might try.
Of course.
Guess it can't be harmed to try save up some gold because that's in like 4 days. We should try to get some so that we can buy something from there. It's the brass, not the soul people. Go down. They're expensive. But I mean just the area. Yeah, we should think about a fifth, but you can probably go whenever you want. So.
I mean, as nice as my little office is here, the family estate is in the brass. Not just me.
You have any thoughts on who we should bring?
Up to you. I mean, if you want to take your old friend along, I don't see any problems with that. But if you're taking this dodgy individual, make sure you've got a good reason to, rather than just hoping something comes from it.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I actually vote against it.
Yeah, same. I want someone that if shit goes wild, or if they need to be okay with what they're doing, or they did not ask questions.
I do think that if we can't think of someone, I think Jim will be good to take.
What if we ask the changelings?
Oh, the mistress, is that her name?
Yeah.
Be useful.
An exchange, a deal of some sort?
I did talk to her one-on-one at some point. She does technically know that there's a devil that we're looking for. She knows that much already. It's not like it's brand new knowledge to her. But again, she's a very busy clientele,
Could probably arrange something with the head person.
I think we could think about it for a bit. We might not even need a fifth.
Well, we won't need a fifth, but it'd be nice to at least take someone else, even if it is old Jim.
Yeah. Think about it, but that's the information I found out. Do any of you guys remember when our meeting with the succubuses?
Was it? That was the day after the festival.
That's what I thought.
2 days after.
Not
2 days after. Cool.
I have a
Another
nice,
day.
convenient list called After Festival Plans.
Nice.
And you were planning on trying to get us into the gear, right? For looking.
Still working on it. They were busy up until last night, as you can imagine, but there could be some people I can chat to
Are
now.
they in the brass?
They're in the high stone.
I see.
Well, I was going to say I want to go there and talk to Elowen. The woman herself.
Then. Yeah, I think the 4 will work for now. We'll try to see if we can think of anybody the time that the tickets are getting used. What are everyone's plans until 2 days later?
I need to decide what to do about my job.
Oh, shit, yeah, that is the way you started.
Well, not quite, but also I think I do need to report sometime today to organize what I'm going to do.
You might want to get in on that.
I think I was going to do that after we were done here.
Well, I've got no more information. In 2 days, I might just tinker a bit. I might just practice my kits and all that. I have a lot of things to get used to.
And maybe make sure you take good care of yourself. You
Yeah.
seem a little worn down.
Yeah, it's been a tiring few days. Nothing happens when you rush things. I'm gonna perhaps head back to mine and practice. I practice the poisonous kit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Do you think you can stay for a bit?
Sure.
And make sure Yorna's not looking.
Even though we're all sitting around a tea table?
You should go on ahead.
Okay.
I just want to talk to Strider.
Okay.
I leave as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Picks up a few papers and walks off to like the office in the back.
Then I'll be seeing you guys.
Yeah. I'll with my poisonous kit. I'm gonna try and identify what the difference between the violet and the solid.
That sounds like a good plan. Alright, I'll be seeing you.
Bye bye.
Alright, I'm off.
Okay.
So what's this whole conversation about?
Well, I woke up early this morning because I noticed you weren't really feeling too well last night. And I picked these.
Do I know that this is like a no-no in this city?
Well, you haven't really been to the...
Off a little
Give
bit.
me a history check.
You don't know that.
Well, you said
God, it's off limits.
That's gonna be 22.
22.
Oh, fine.
I mean, if the right person caught wind of it, they would be reasonably upset. It's generally frowned upon, but it's not like
It doesn't happen.
you're not going to get arrested for
Yeah.
it, kind of vibe.
it's happened before. You'll just get a really good slap on the wrist.
You should be telling off.
Don't get caught jumping the fence, kind of a situation.
Are these still glowing?
A little bit. As they lift up, it's kind of casting a glow and like a foot or two just on your face and around a bit.
I appreciate the sentimentality behind it first. It's a very pretty. I would say Strider has a little smile, and I appreciate that.
I caught it. Do this.
What?
Yeah, smirk on your face.
I smirk often.
Did you forget?
Here's my thing. Would you want to win this deal or not a full smile?
A smile's a smile, and no burn.
Anyway, I appreciate the flowers. I do. However, I can't be seen holding these because it's kind of taboo to do this.
Oh, well, I was thinking, like, I'm sure no one has done this before, and it might be a bad idea. But seeing as you are a maker of potions, you could probably make something that is of unique properties.
I did think that the fact that it was still glowing, I could, like, squeeze it out of it.
Milk the flowers.
Singing that.
No.
So you agree?
Put it in my bag. I will try and make something with it. Actually, can I try like using my herbalism stuff and try to figure out if this plant has like a type of thing, like if it's a special,
It's
could
got
it
a
be
trait.
used as an oil plant, as a poison?
Give me a nature check, and if you don't already add proficiency, add your proficiency.
Not that.
Oh.
Oh,
18.
not bad. No.
And make glow stick goop out of it.
Yeah, just have a potion, shake it.
Yeah, every time you shake it, it glows.
Yeah, but we said like 5-foot radius of light.
You get the immediate sense that these could likely be used as a substitute for certain ingredients for some stuff.
Cool. I'll remember that.
Write down specifically that
Okay.
it could be used potentially in place of rainbow mushroom or ghost orchid. Sorry.
Oh,
Which are both rare ingredients.
Well, I gotta.
I better not catch you in that garden grabbing more.
No, I don't have any recipes that need it right now.
Yeah.
I need you guys ransacking the garden for potion supplies.
I do appreciate it.
Oh, well, you gave me a bouquet of flowers to make me feel better, so I thought I'd do the same.
I did pay for mine though. It's like a grocery, you know, like they're expensive.
How expensive are they?
Expensive, were they?
Yeah, there were a few gold in there.
If you go.
For a bouquet of flowers?
Yeah.
Where'd you get them from?
I'm just, I don't know. Take 2 legs down there and it's like a stool.
Was it like just for a single bouquet, or like was there like a package deal?
It's not a package deal.
As I recall, you got two.
I did. There's a lot to go.
Okay.
I do want to test out this purple stuff. Bring that back in mind.
Okay.
What are your plans?
I wasn't gonna do anything until later today. I'm gonna go sweet somethings.
Yes.
Oh.
Same. You gotta do your second job.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how much you get paid.
Yeah.
Well, well, yours is just around the corner. I have to go down, so I can't really walk.
Did you want to hear the song I sang?
Well, you want to give me a rendition right now?
I think really good. I'll read it out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you already heard me sing it
I did.
anyway. But I'll read the lyrics out this time. I'm an iceberg. There's so much more your eyes can't see. Two girls walk into a party. The one who gets noticed isn't me. I'm holding on but barely, plagued by family popularity. It's a terrible feeling being a ghost on the wall that's always disappearing. Because I want to be somebody to someone. But it all is starting to blur like a dream. Forget the past. Forget your problems. No, that's not me. That's the little girl I used to be.
Great song. Seems like you sing it from the heart / experience, perhaps.
You could say that.
If I've learned anything from my short 19 years of living, you can. If you're unhappy with who you are, you can always become someone different.
I know.
That's why you're here, right? The city.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you never thought you'd be an adventurer, taking down rat kings and kobolds and bugbears alike.
No. scary.
I'm doing fine. Survived the Rat King encounter, which is probably going to be the toughest fight for a while. I hope.
What about you? With the whole being yourself.
That's a question.
I guess, would you say you're who you want to be?
No, perhaps maybe I'm a flickering essence off that.
Are you working on it?
Have been for a long time.
And have you made progress?
I'm sure.
Well, you don't have to rush.
No, but time waits for no man.
It doesn't?
Yeah, time kills all the one thing you can't defeat. Unlike you, you've got a lot longer than the rest of us do.
Not as long as other races.
Nah, that's bitter. People like that get conceited because of how long they can live.
Well, then wouldn't you say it's a blessing for those who don't live as long?
I think living as long as you do is a bit better than us humans. Just a little bit longer. Sometimes it can take people 30 years to find their calling. Sometimes it takes 40. By the time you get to it, maybe it's too late, you know? Having those extra years can be pretty helpful for some people.
That's one way to look at it.
I think I've heard someone say that before because I'm not for you. Well, I'll be around. I'll mainly be at my place, so if anything emergency happens, just come get me.
Okay.
I leave.
Okay. Yorna, as you walk out, make it a perception check, please.
It's your dad.
17.
17. Okay. You walk out and get kind of out of the block of buildings that Sebastian's office is seated in. You see a few people before you kind of walking a bit hastily through the low stone and kind of think that it's odd. And you see a few more people ascend the staircase in a bit more of a rush, and you see one or two guards that like hurriedly run towards the top of the staircase and start making their way down.
I'm gonna follow the crowd. I wanna see what's going on.
I'm gonna follow into the low stone.
Mm.
You start kind of pushing behind them. You can see that there looks to be like a human male carrying like small, his daughter on his shoulder, kind of running through. They just seem to be like checking behind them and just kind of, once they're, a few 100 feet into the low stone, kind of just look around and sigh a bit of a breath.
I'll catch up to them. And I'll approach them. Hi, I couldn't help but notice. Are you guys alright?
Just something happening at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, what happened?
I don't know. Kerfuffle. People running around like mad.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Thanks.
I'm with the Iron Legion. I'm not in uniform right now.
Alright, I'm just going to head home if that's alright.
Yes.
He continues on.
Okay.
At that point, you see like a couple of Legion members come down from the high stone and like march past and down.
I'll follow them to like where he said that kerfuffle was.
They start descending the stairs into the low stone.
I also descend.
Alright. About that time, the two of you will probably wander out of Sebastian's as well and see Yorna kind of looking up the street, seeing the Legion members and kind of like hand on hip, like making her way for the staircase. As you watch a couple more like sets of like families emerge from the top of the staircase and like quickly push into the low stone.
Something's not right.
Yeah, let's go see what's happening.
You hear a scream kind of emanate through the ring of earth, kind of echoing off some of the walls. and like the guards in front of you start like running down much quicker.
I'm running as well.
Is there any poles that the Killcats used to take nearby? Go down.
There is, if you...
I'm pretty quick. I have
Yeah.
action and bonus action.
Yeah, totally. Give me just an... Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long. It takes, like, significantly less time than it would going down the stairs to get over to kind of where that cable car rail is that goes down.
I'm gonna unclip my cape,
Yeah.
roll it over, and I'm gonna...
Yeah. Give me acrobatics on the way down here.
The blind.
You tried to do that. You tried.
I didn't succeed.
17. 16.
You sling it over and start heading down this...
16.
This like almost 45-degree angle down the side of the
Jesus.
wall in front of the brass shelf. Hit that right angle corner and get flung around. Like as you come in, almost get pushed against the wall, but just able to push yourself off with your feet and glide down until you're at a point where you're going a little bit too fast and have to like let go, disengage, and do a bit of a roll. As you see that first set of guards get down the stairs, followed by the Legion members and Yorna, like a few, maybe a minute and a half behind.
Now most are like running.
Yeah, you're gonna make your way down the stairs.
There's a blind.
I'm step blinding and I see Yorna.
Yeah.
Before I hop off, I will just say, no, I'm here too. I'll yell out. I'm like, I'm coming. And
In a matter of a little bit of time, you will make your way to the bottom of the stairs. You can hear a few distant screams. You can see families and people running. You can see Legion members and guards pushing in the direction of the gardens. You can see a few of these folks that you'd seen the last few days that might have abilities or things to aid in a moment of panic, making their way through to the gardens. And I reckon that is where we'll pick up
Wait,
next
to the
session.
garden.
Yes.
You shouldn't have picked those flowers.
Yeah.
Sit. I want to say thanks for watching. If you are enjoying the story so far, make sure to share it with your friends so they can as well. And leave comment on what you think. What's up with Strider? What's up with that? I'm curious.
What
the
happens
theories.
in the garden?
I'm curious.
Who knows?
Give us your theories.